Hello everybody, how are we tonight? I'm doing quite well, how are you doing yourselves? I'm quite excited for today's stream, mostly because once it's over I can get back to reading TORIKO. Holy fucking shit. Is it because the anime was terrible that TORIKO never really blew up? Like, as far as I'm aware. Because, Jesus Christ, TORIKO is so fucking entertaining. It's so good. It's unbelievable. This is the biggest fucking hype generator I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's unreal. Yeah. Now we've got some shit about scalping going on in the server. That's great. That's absolutely fantastic. That's lovely. I love talking about scalpers. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes. I guess I gotta wait for Griever to hop in the VC. I don't know how many people are gonna be here because we're gonna be talking about spoilers for TORIKO. I don't know how many people give a shit either. So, but we're here. We're gonna talk TORIKO. So let's see how many people come in for tonight's stream. We've got 2 so far. Hopefully we'll get more than 2. That would be nice, but we'll see. Yeah. Tenryuu, you're here. Excellent. I am now currently in the streaming VC, which you should... Actually, let me check. I may have never actually given you the podcast role. I know Griever... I think that there were some people that had left the server temporarily on occasions. So now you should be able to join the stream VC on here. By the way, Tenryuu, you should hop into the role-giving channel and grab some roles so you can check out the series channels. Skin asks, would you put TORIKO above JJK? Oh god, I don't know. Like, in terms of objective quality, maybe. Maybe? I'm not sure. It's a tough call. I need to know if Griever has TORIKO as one of his 10 out of 10 series. In fact, didn't Griever say it's in his top 5, so I assume that's one of his 10 out of 10 series. Hey Tenryuu, okay, what's up?
I was finally able to get here.
I know. I don't know why Discord was being troublesome before, but I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah, because the actual your streaming VC category actually was active for once. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm really early into the stream. Maybe that's the case.
Perhaps. I'm not sure. Now we have 3 likes. Hello, Aspenlaw. Okay, I think... Alright, now, we're slowly but surely we're having some more people filing in here.
Come on, people, get to the stream. Come on, we gotta talk about an underrated series right here.
How are you, Aspen? How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Skin, Aspen, how are you fine folks doing today?
I hope they're doing quite well myself.
No, you cannot, Skin, you cannot say RIP if the JJK drought continues. We're just gonna do other shit. We still get views for Kangen and for Ragnarok, even if the channel is not particularly growing. It's not shrinking that much. I mean, I have a couple days a month where I lose like 1 or 2 subs, but that's it. What happened to the Berserk reviews? I wasn't reading Berserk. That's what happened. But I started reading it again today. What I think's gonna happen is I'm gonna finish TORIKO, and then I'm just gonna finish Berserk, and then we'll do the last 2 Berserk arc reviews, and then I'm gonna start One Piece. Finally. Yeah, I'm gonna finally start One Piece once I'm done with TORIKO and Berserk. I don't have anything else on my plate at the moment. I finally kind of have the motivation to fucking read it after all this time. So we'll do that in like a week. I can probably finish.
That's exciting.
I can finish
That's very
Toriko and
exciting.
Berserk in a week.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's better to finish Toriko first because it's an actually completed series. Then do Berserk because of the hiatuses, so you can easily catch up and not worry about the current chapters. And then One Piece because it's the longest and it's the most consistently running. So that's the plan.
Skin says, is Toriko really underrated? Yes, because it does not get nearly as much attention or praise as it deserves.
It was by long standing, just to clear it up, because there's a lot of younger people that aren't from like my very senior citizen generation. Toriko was considered part of what was called the Big Four. For those of you who don't know, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece are considered the Big Three. They took that terminology from World War II when anime started getting popular over in the West. But it was always considered the Big Four. The problem is that Toriko did not get as much fanfare and merchandising, nor did it have like a Pikachu on the cover to really sell. And the other problem was over here in the West is that we had an anime adaptation and it was abysmal. The anime adaptation of Toriko is one of the worst things ever produced. So the problem was it just didn't come over here. And plus, there was a lot of blood and gore. You guys might not realize it, but
yeah,
Sailor
Toriko's
Moon,
very
Dragon
violent
Ball,
in comparison to most other
like
Shonen Jump series.
the original Pokemon series, Digimon, a lot of things were heavily westernized and heavily edited. So whole episodes of these series were cut, and they chose just not to do it to Toriko until the Naruto, Bleach, One Piece thing had already established itself after 4Kids. So we didn't even get the nostalgia of a bad Toriko adaptation by 4Kids until anime got popular enough after when like Death Note and Full Metal and a few other things came around in the early 2000s. That's when the Toriko anime started, and it was just, yeah. So, but it was always considered the Big Four by manga readers, by English-speaking manga readers who were reading back in the day when those were still chapter to chapter.
I'm pretty sure the Big Four was Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and Fairy Tail. But when it comes to Weekly Shonen...
Toriko was older. Fairy Tail came in after.
Well, also Toriko is from Weekly Shonen Jump. Wait, no, Fairy Tail was also Weekly Shonen Jump. I was thinking of something else that's in a different...
No, Fairy Tail
was
not.
Kodansha.
Wait, Fairy Tail was not Weekly Shonen Jump? It was a different magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Fairy Tail came out in 2006. Toriko was in 2008.
Oh, Band is here. Band, deafen yourself.
Yo.
Do not listen to what we talk about.
Oh boy, what's about to happen?
You just better stay in the stream. Speaking of likes, 7 viewers and 6.
Wait,
6 viewers and only 3
open?
likes. You better like the stream if you're in here, people. It's a requirement. Do your part as a citizen and like the goddamn stream.
Absolutely.
Damn,
That's absolutely right.
Let's see. I did a community post earlier today where I was like, shit. Toriko may be in my top 5 now.
Awesome. Woohoo!
Yeah. And someone said, I'm not going to say their name because I don't like calling people out by name in videos, but he said Toriko is properly rated, not underrated at all. It's just mid, arguably bottom tier, and I responded with no, period.
Yeah, no.
And their reasoning was it's not mentioned in discussions for a myriad of reasons. It was dominated in its era. I don't think something's popularity has anything to do with its quality. So that's irrelevant to me whether or not how much people talk about it.
Yeah, by that logic, one of the greatest space operas of all time, Firefly, which has been mentioned on multiple occasions by so many people for the last 20 fucking years, or The Crow, Brandon Lee's movie, or any of these see, that's the problem. Toriko would then be considered a cult classic. You can't have it both ways. It's either popular because people say it is, or it's a cult classic because it was great and nobody appreciated it at the time. Yeah, Waterworld, Kevin Costner, Firefly, Nathan Fillion, like take your pick in any media. It just happens.
I will say Toriko's not as popular as it should be, otherwise we have more in here. It's also probably because I scheduled this stream like half an hour before starting it, so But whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get more views after the fact. I just really want to fucking read more Toriko. So I don't really have the plans to wait for tomorrow.
We don't blame
I'm
you.
amazed you stopped. Like Tenryuu knows where you know where Misc stopped.
I
don't you?
stopped right like the human world arc is done. Time skip started. So I'm like, okay, shit. This is the part where I have to stop so that we can do another discussion stream.
I want to say that.
And what?
I want to say that when that after like the end of the Human World saga, there was a 1 month hiatus where
Yeah,
the Toriko
I saw about that. I actually watched KOL's reaction to that chapter.
Dude, I was starving for more chapters, and when it came back, when I was starting college, I was like ecstatic because I knew that Toriko was gonna make my college semester, like my very first ever college semester, is gonna make it even better, and it did. Like 2014 Toriko was fucking phenomenal. It came off of the fire of the cooking festival arc, so a lot of great things are waiting upon you, Misc.
There are actually more chapters than I thought. I thought there was only like 340 something for some reason, but it's actually 396. So we've got a little bit of Toriko left to go. Very good. Let's read a little bit of the chat. Aspen's doing fairly
Chapter
okay.
did
Very
you end
tired.
off of?
Yeah, understandable. Skin says, bro, I tried to swallow a big pill without water for the first time and nearly choked just now. Yeah, I think I may have tried that like once, never again. It just doesn't work. I just literally can't even swallow a pill if I don't drink something at the same time. I can't get it down. Skin says, I got into Toriko a couple years ago when they had the crossover episode with Goku, Toriko, and Luffy. Yes, I've heard Luffy. I've heard a few times about that. Skin says, so many people disrespect Fairy Tail, it's actually ridiculous. Why? Is it because they have the power of friendship thing, or it never blew up like a lot of other series did? I haven't watched
It did blow up, but that is what it is. They used power of friendship. They abused it. They didn't overuse it. They abused it.
Okay, yeah, I can see why that would be a problem.
Yeah, still a great manga actually. It's entertaining.
Skin says, if I was rating Toriko, I would put it in A or A+, not an S, though. I understand that, because I don't think Toriko has, like, godly writing, but that's never the focus. They never try to do, like, Shakespearean writing, because that's not what the series is about. Yeah. It's about sheer fucking ridiculous hype and good food.
Yeah. That's one thing Toriko has that a lot of other objectively better manga don't. Hype. No other series does hype like Toriko does. So that's one advantage it has.
I think Toriko has lifted itself. It did a fucking pull-up into my top 5 through sheer hype alone. Which is unbelievable.
Like, seriously, like I said, Toriko has redefined the word hype for me. Like, for example, when people say Record of Ragnarok is hype, I'm like, wait, but Record of Ragnarok is Toriko? Because Toriko. Literally, I mean, when I think of the word hype, I think of Toriko. I'm not even exaggerating. Seriously.
Yeah, because the difference is, and Misc, you did experience this yourself, there's a point in Toriko that every chapter is like...
Yeah, once you get to cooking, once the Gourmet Corps invasion during the cooking festival starts, it's like 30 straight chapters of non-stop hype. It does not fucking stop for like 30 chapters.
It's so good.
It's unbelievable.
I caught up to Toriko in that arc actually during the Ichiryu versus Midora fight. That's where I actually caught up, and I'm like, this was the best place to get caught up because I can still anticipate more fire along my way. Honestly, like. The King of Lightning has said this, like the Cooking Festival arc is like one of the best things he's ever read.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, it is. It just because they slowly built it up. Like Misc, I remember you being impressed in the Icefall arc and stuff with Setsuna, and I was just like, or Setsuno, sorry. And just be like, put those away, child, like sort of idea.
I can't believe there's actually, it's not just spiritual pressure. It's her actual power, air pressure.
Yeah, she has so much. And at the beginning of the cooking festival, remember, it's like, I just took 10 million kilocalories away from her.
So like,
And she's
fucking
like, "You
billions
did
of calories or
nothing
some
to
shit.
me." Yeah, and remember, because of the Gourmet Period arc, we saw that Zebra and Toriko could only hold about 2.1. This dude took 10 million from Setsuno, and she was just like, "Are you playing with me?
It's like,
I'm
hey,
gonna fucking murder you."
It's like, hey, you had better give me a good reason for what you're doing right now, or things are gonna get really ugly.
Yeah. She was just like, "Really? You really want to do this
You
to me?"
really?
And
Really?
it's and then of course everything else. But we'll talk about that soon. You should catch up with the chat. Tenryuu
But
and I
yeah,
have just
from you said from
interrupted.
Cooking Festival all the way to the finale, Toriko's been non-stop fire. It's almost non-stop fire going. When does it get really hype? Like really ridiculous? I want to say the Coliseum arc is when it starts getting really crazy.
Yeah.
That, and then you have like the occasional pauses, like the life arc. It was more like a chill downtime period, and you had some of the side quest stuff, like the one chapter arcs. But oh my god, the Cooking Festival just doesn't fucking stop.
Nope.
Oh
It doesn't.
yay, Studio's freaking out again. It's doing this thing for like the second to last time it marks any of the chat, it'll say there were 0 viewers when there weren't, and it'll just keep having that go along. It also says there's only 3, but I don't think we've dropped in a while. Anyway, 7 viewers and only 5 likes. Pump up the numbers.
How you doing?
Hello, Balder. We're talking about Toriko. Do you mind getting spoiled on Toriko? Do you not give a shit?
I probably don't have the time to read it. Do you know how long you're going to be talking about Toriko?
We're probably going to talk about it for like an hour or something, and then we'll likely go off to doing the usual general discussion stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll come back later.
Okay, coolio.
No worry.
Bernice says, I haven't read Toriko, but I'm a loyal Misc stream watcher. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We need more people like you in here, Bernice.
Yep.
Skin said, also, Misc, just a suggestion, you should do some Star Wars videos. That should get you some views. I've thought about maybe playing KOTOR 2 on the channel. If OBS won't shit its pants if I play KOTOR 2, I may do a KOTOR 2 playthrough. Modded,
I'm doing that
course.
next year for May. I'm doing that next year for May myself.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bernie says unparalleled under the hype heavens. Yeah, I haven't seen shit. I haven't seen shit that touches this. I mean, Record of Ragnarok gets pretty dumb hype at times, but this, holy Christ.
Yep.
Like nothing compares to it.
Nope.
Skin says, I feel like if you can have hype, amazing plot and characters and good villains and world building, then you should be fine. Well, those are basically all the components of a good series. So if you have all the components of a good series, then you're a good series. Except for good writing. I mean, I guess you don't need amazing writing for that. Though, I feel like good writing's usually pretty essential for good villains, unless it's not just pure entertainment value.
Also, you can also have like great creativity, and one of the great things that Toriko does is its world building, as far as I'm concerned, is second to none. I can put it in S tier alongside any other manga world building.
Fantastic! It's so good.
Yep.
Because it's not just... I've seen some people say world building is not just visiting locations. That's not world building. Because what in Toriko, they don't just visit locations. They go to a different location, and then they talk specifically about how it applies to the rest of the world, how its role in the setting affects the rest of the world. So it's actual world building. So every arc, you have something new to add to the world building.
Yep.
Honestly, I think Toriko only is second to One Piece in regards to world building. At least in terms of like battle shonen manga, second only to One Piece. Honestly, because
I would argue that Toriko's world building is far superior to One Piece, and I love One Piece, but I argue that the world building of Toriko is second to none.
I mean, the problem is that One Piece fleshes out more of the history of the world with the characters and their backstories and how everything affects what they're doing and how the events of each arc affect the world and everything. Like,
That's history. That's history. That's not world building. That's just building lore. That's lore building.
Yo, that
You're
is
comparing lore building to world
Yeah,
building.
as Lupus says, world building is about making the world feel alive.
Right. And though One Piece, yes, is fantastic and still S tier, I would put Toriko above it. If only slightly. If you're going to give it a 9.9, I'd give One Piece a 9.8.
I need to get better at world building. The next time I do a D&D campaign, we'll have big world building.
There you go.
I mean, I can always improve things now, but anyway. Maybe the next D&D campaign, I'll really try and go out with the world building instead of the lore building. Skin says, I feel like people need to understand what a series tries to do. Like when I watch Toriko, or I guess hopefully you mean read Toriko, it doesn't aim for godly writing, while when I read Berserk, I know they're trying to tell deep stories. Exactly.
Right.
Berserk is still hype at times, because big man, big sword, big demons. So that has hype in its own, but Miura is very clearly trying to convey a message. Well, a very deep message with a lot of complicated, well, not complicated, but deep writing. The goal is to, like, tell a very deep story. So that's different from Toriko, which is like, as Ban said, a man has such intense aura that an enemy pisses himself. And also, it's really nice to sit around a table and enjoy good food with your friends and family.
basically.
Basically, that's Toriko. Aspen says, I dropped Toriko a while ago, though I don't remember a particular reason why, but reading the abilities on the wiki is pretty hilarious. Oh my god, some of the what the fuck does Ichiryu's... What is it?
Minority World?
Minority World. What the fuck does that have to do with cooking?
It doesn't.
It has nothing to do with cooking.
It doesn't have
Nope.
the abilities don't have to center around the cooking. They just have to manipulate life in some way because
Oh,
Toriko,
yeah.
it's
You know
about
what? I guess that's true, actually. I didn't.
it's
think-
about food, but it's also about life because you can't have food without living creatures or nature itself.
True. I didn't think of that. There you go.
I mean, for example, Setsuno even says this, that giving up cooking is the same thing as giving up living because making food is the same thing as surviving and extending life to someone else and yourself. So basically, life is related to food in Toriko. So you can look at it that way.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Dylan says Toriko is so underrated, and it's sick that so many people love it. Oh, and hi. Yeah. It seems when we did the last Toriko stream, I was actually surprised by how many people showed up for it. Because outside of, like, Griever and King of Lightning, I don't hear anybody talk about Toriko. Like, they're the only two YouTubers I've ever heard talk about Toriko. I did a YouTube search just to see what videos would show up, and I actually saw, like, a video from Oceanus saying read Toriko from, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I guess some people were like, hey,
And
fucking read Toriko.
Tekking used to mention it in his Bleach reviews. He would mention it back when like all four were going on, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Toriko. He would actually mention Toriko at some points, and he would praise it all the shit. He was one of the advocators saying that, yeah, it's the big four people. Stop saying the big three. Toriko is fucking amazing, and he used to do that about 5-6 years ago.
If only Toriko got a good anime adaptation. Maybe.
I know.
There's people that are actually asking Tekken to actually do some Toriko videos. Like, for example, he does a lot of geography as everything videos with One Piece. He could easily do that for Toriko, but he says, like, he doesn't really have the motivation because it's over. Like, the franchise is just done. And I'm like, but dude, you can still do them. You were going to cover it.
That is true. Like, I kind of want to do Toriko videos, but the thing is, since it's not an ongoing series, I'm not really going to get anything out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same thing. And I remember when Tekking had to switch from Bleach to My Hero Academia because Bleach was over and he was sort of at a loss. He had these 3 months where his videos were just, you could tell he had no passion in them. And if he's got no passion, then it's fine. So if he doesn't have, like when he has the passion to make a Yu-Gi-Oh video or a Pokemon Let's Play, then he's passionate about it. But when he's not going to talk about it.
Correct.
Like, so, and I would never force, so, like, I wouldn't want someone to keep hounding me to talk about something and for me to go on there and make subpar content.
Yeah, like
You know.
I'm gonna be doing Black Clover reviews if there's a good chapter. If we get a good chapter one week with like at least a decent amount of stuff to talk about, I'm gonna do a fucking review. Like this week's chapter was pretty good. It was a short chapter, but like Gaja,
Agreed.
goddamn Gaja, big props.
Yeah, that was a good chapter.
And if
Good
Black
chapter.
Clover is not particularly great, I'll probably do an Undead Unluck review because Undead Unluck is consistently pretty good, so I can probably get a half
I
decent
love
review out of it.
I love that series. It's just getting better and better.
Actually, it was funny when it was a certain point in reading TORIKO today. I think it was the part where they started talking about the Earth. I was like, why the fuck does this remind me of Undead Unluck? Because it's the Earth, but they've fundamentally changed the ways that a bunch of shit works for the Earth. So I guess that just kind of reminded me of it. But yeah, so if Black Clover is not particularly amazing one week, I'm not gonna force myself to do a review, and instead I'll do a fucking Undead Unluck review. So we'll do those every once in a while. Sound good? Oh shit, 10 people here. We're finally in double digits for the first time today. 11! Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful news.
Let's pump it up to 11 likes then, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's see. Skin says, I also hate when people try to make series deeper than they actually are, like certain things aren't meant to be deep and certain things are. Correct. Why do I remember someone doing that and it pissed me off? Some not important shit, probably. Dylan said,
can't really
oh
think
yeah, message for Griever, how are you liking Tokyo Ghoul?
I like it very well. It hit my the bottom of my top 30 a couple streams ago, and I don't think it's knocked off of in my top 30.
I've never read it. I can't really comment.
It's very good, I highly recommend it. I also finished
Quite
3,
good.
and 3 is not bad. People are liars. It has some issues, but it's not bad. And there are actually, I'm surprised. I've seen at least 3 people, Balder and then a couple people in Griever's chat last stream saying they actually prefer Read a Part 1, which I'm fucking shocked by. Because in terms of writing, I don't think it's as good as Part 1, but if I'm able to fucking sit through and read like 50 chapters in a day without really taking any big breaks other than like necessities, it's fairly entertaining at the least.
Balder was in one of my streams?
Or no, Balder told me separately because
Oh, okay.
yeah, I think I was talking to him. Actually, no, I don't remember when it was. I think it may have been a little bit of a ways into read. I don't know. I had already started reading, and he said he actually preferred Read a Part 1. Oh, I remember. I was like halfway through reading it. I remember where I was at when I was talking to him. And then there were some people in your chat that were saying actually, like, read for Part 1, and I'm like, really? Okay then.
Wow.
So, I guess maybe you'll like it more than Part 1. I don't think you will, but I think you'll like it.
I don't think I will. We're gonna find out.
Skin says, Misc, I would recommend you read Fruits Baskets, but I feel like you wouldn't like it. It's mainly a series that appeals to girls, but I think you should give it a read. Has Clover taken over your account?
No, that's why I'm reading it.
Yeah.
I'm reading it Skin,
Yeah,
actually.
because Clover recommended it
convinced
to
me.
Griever. I know that's her favorite series. That's her top one.
And
it
as somebody
sounds like
who's read a
shoujo or
lot of
something?
shoujo.
Yeah,
Yes, and I
shoujo.
read a lot of shoujo. I enjoy shoujo manga, so
So-
I will probably, if it is good, I'll like it.
Maybe someday. Maybe.
Mm.
If I get in a mood for reading shoujo, maybe I'll read Fruits Baskets. Lupus is in here with a dad joke. Werewolves are notoriously hard to find, otherwise they'd be known as their wolves.
Wow. I can't believe you read that out loud, though, on stream. Good for you.
Yeah, listen, I'm very dedicated to my chat.
Yes.
And then the thing about world building, Skin says, I really don't know why people think One Piece strikes off of world building when it's not really what makes it so great. I mean,
It's part of it. It's part of why it's been so ongoing, but no, it's not what made it great.
Yeah, I've never thought. I don't think I've ever heard someone say world building is why One Piece is so good.
No, it's definitely got great world building, S tier world building, but that's not the point of One Piece.
That's not the only reason we're trying to say. That's not the only reason.
Let's see. Dylan says Toriko and Berserk have simple and beautiful world building. Yeah, I've never really thought much about Berserk's world building, but it actually has like pretty good world building. They just go through it very slowly because it's never the focus.
Exactly.
You go through the plot, and then eventually, as new factions or locations come into play, they start talking about it, and you're like, all right, okay, I gotcha.
Like,
Yeah,
there's some
actually,
people that,
Berserk does have really solid world building. It's actually a pretty good fantasy setting.
like, Berserk is a more character-driven story, so I'm not sure why people say that Berserk has, like, god-tier world building, but it is pretty good for what it has.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
never the focus. The one chapter that world builded really hard, Miura was like, let's exclude that from the volume releases. That was a little too early. Berserk has a lost chapter that released initially in the magazine, and then after the fact was Miura was like, oh shit, I should not have told all of that now. We're never releasing this chapter again. We're keeping it out of the volumes. But it's on the internet. You can still read it. But it's not in any of the official releases.
Interesting.
Lupus says, just to add on to that, lore is world building. It's just a part of world building, not the whole picture. Very true.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, I could argue that in the same sense that you can play through all of Skyrim, have amazing world building, and never read a single one of the books. And there are hundreds of books that enhance the world building, but you don't need the history of Skyrim to find the world building in Skyrim. So I argue the point that, once again, lore building and world building, though they are intertwined, they can be separate. So, like, you could argue, like, yeah, One Piece has great lore building onto its world building, which is intertwined, and Toriko is more present-day world building, and is lacking in the lore department. But that's why I'm saying, like, though I won't disagree with Lupus saying that it is a part of it, because if it's a part, even if you're on a 0, you can still be a 90%, you know, like, let's say it's a 1 out of 10 part of it, or 2 out of 10, you know what I mean? So it's part of it, but it's not like half and half.
Right.
Present day matters more than the lore.
That's the thing, that because world building is a very broad term, that's the problem. People usually assume that because it's called world building, people think, oh, it's just developing like the geography. No, it's like explaining the rules of a power system. Even that can count as world building. Like explaining that
this is why I'm not very good at world building.
The power dynamics between different factions, or like the history or geography, and all that kind of stuff is world building. It's a very, very, very broad term. So people need to get that.
Yep, I agree.
Hold on a second. Let's see here. Skin says it's the characters and plot and villains and abilities that really put One Piece in S for me. There you go.
Okay.
Dylan says Toriko fans are harder to find than Bigfoot. Apparently.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, let me put it into perspective. If you go to a convention of anime or like Comic-Con or whatever, you will rarely find any Toriko merchandise or cosplayers. Let that sink in. It's stuff like that makes you say that,
you
yeah.
gotta be really buffed to do Toriko cosplay.
Yeah.
You've gotta be impossibly ripped to do Toriko cosplay.
Yeah, if I look like The Rock tomorrow, sure, I'd go dye my hair blue
even
and
The
put 3
Rock
stripes on my
can't
cheek.
really do accurate cosplay
No.
for Toriko.
Not really.
Because
Nope.
Toriko does big dumb anime muscles. Like, stupid
Remember,
proportions.
Toriko is 7. He's 7'2".
Jesus
Remember that.
Christ. How short is Komatsu? Only like 4 foot?
He's 5 feet.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
He's 5 feet.
nice. Skin says, yeah, I always respect guys that say they don't review stuff if they don't feel the passion to do it, because you shouldn't do something you don't have passion for. Yeah, like, when I started doing Black Clover and Kaiju reviews because, one, I wanted to try and branch out into some other stuff, and two, I liked both of the series, but once I got into doing reviews, there were like weeks, whole weeks on end, where we would get chapters, and I'm like, yeah, there's not really that much to say for this chapter, but I still gotta pump one out, so I just kind of lost the drive to do them, but we're out of desperation because there's still no Jujutsu Kaisen, and we're not getting any more this month. We gotta do some other shit in the meantime. So we're gonna do Black Clover, we're gonna do Undead Unluck if Black Clover is not great. Maybe we'll stream more, I don't know. Something to keep us afloat until Jujutsu gets back. Let's see. Elder Punch says Re isn't bad at all. I agree. I even like the final arc is rushed, very rushed. There are a lot of things that are introduced and not adequately developed or even expanded upon. But I like it. I like what was in it for the most part. I didn't think anything was bad. I didn't read through it and I'm like, this is shit. This sucks. It was all fairly good, because I think it was built up to pretty well. But it could have been better. There were some moments where I'm like, damn, this is fucking fantastic. No context for you, Griever. Chapter 145. Good lord. That's one of those chapters. I have a few of these in some manga. I think Chainsaw Man gave me a few, where I'm just reading through the whole thing going, what the fuck is going on, in a good way. Skin says, bro, if Asta didn't have the timer on his Devil Union, then he would probably take Magicula low diff. Well, this is why broken power-ups always have time limits, because that could apply to any time limit power-up. If they didn't have the time limit, it would broken. Yeah, that's why time limits on power-ups exist, because you'd be busted as shit if you didn't have them. Dylan says the re-anime is mediocre, but the manga is very good. Elder Punch says the Tokyo Ghoul anime just soured everything. Yeah, as far as I understand. What the fuck did they try to do? They tried to do 120 chapters and 12 episodes for the second season of Re? That's so ridiculous. That's so fucking stupid. The only thing I've seen as egregious as that is them doing it with the fucking God of High School anime. And what made the God of High School one worse is that webtoon chapters are longer than like weekly manga chapters. So they were condensing even more content into 12 episodes. That was fucking ridiculous.
All 3 webtoon anime last year sucked. I just want to say that.
That's excellent. Well, shit. I guess we're never getting a solo leveling anime. Actually, I don't care that much, because with how good the art is, the anime would probably be underwhelming.
I mean, solo leveling season 1 would be good. Solo leveling season 2 would be boring as hell because Jinwoo is too overpowered.
He is too broken. Which is why sometimes when he actually gets a fight where he struggles, I'm like, oh shit. Oh fuck.
Like,
which is why those fights are way better than some of the other fights. Actually, a lot of early solo leveling is much better, because that's when he's still getting stronger. So, like, basically every boss fight, it's like, oh shit.
Like, literally, solo leveling season 1 is really good for that reason, but season 2 is just boring for the opposite reasons. Like, for example, people can criticize One Punch Man all they want because Saitama is too overpowered, but here's the thing, a lot of the other heroes get their time to shine. In solo leveling, it's just a Jinwoo show, and that gets boring after a while.
But it seems like they actually toned it down from the light novel. The more and more I hear about the light novel, the more terrible it sounds, because it's just like any problem you may have with the web novel, with the webcomic, is just taken to the nth degree. So apparently the webcomic's actually way fucking better than the light novel. Also, I was informed of some details some time ago about some things that happen with no context. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to happen. Stakes will return to the story. Let me tell you that, Tenryuu.
Like seriously, Soul Leveling could be so epic if they also focused on other characters with the artwork and all the cool looking characters and abilities and the
Which is
monsters
why
and
I
everything.
actually like the last couple chapters. The last couple chapters since they got back from hiatus have been great, actually.
I literally haven't read Soul Leveling ever since Jinwoo defeated that certain character who's national level.
Yeah,
Like-
that I didn't like. I didn't like that
I-
at all.
That pissed me off so much, or I'm like, I'm gonna take a break from this series because
No,
I haven't been in
do you know what
season
was... I fucking hated that chapter initially because the website I read it on didn't include like a whole fourth of the chapter. So they took
really?
out like the whole last part of the fight in the version of it that I read. So I was actually fucking fuming the first time I read that chapter, and then I went and read the official scan site, and I was like, oh, this isn't great. I wouldn't even say this is good, but it's better than I thought. However, I'm very happy that said character is still relevant and is actually doing shit in the most recent chapters. Still doing shit. Still doing cool hype shit, actually, which is fucking shocking because I don't think anyone else has done that in the whole story. So I still have some interest, some hope, some hype, but I digress. Back to whatever the fuck we were talking about. Wow. Oh god, how do I... Wow. I'm just gonna call you Roberto. Roberto asked, have you ever read Made in Abyss? No, I've heard it's excellent though. So, maybe someday. Dylan said the latest arc in Made in Abyss is fire, same with the whole manga. Yeah, I've heard some people have Made in Abyss as a 10 out of 10. I know fuck all about it, so I don't know why. But it's one of those series where people are like, yeah, this is fantastic. So, maybe one day. Oh god. Oh, gotta catch up with the chat. Elder Punch said One Piece's world building is excellent. Now we have people talking about Made in Abyss, I think. Skin says, I mean Berserk over One Piece, but whatever. I don't think that's a controversial take from most people who've read both of those. I'm thinking. Anyway. Dylan says both are equal in terms of manga. There you go. Skin says there are very little, if any, manga that's better than Berserk. I believe it. I believe it. Having read through, what chapter am I on now? 246? Yeah. Yeah. Skin says, okay, I'll agree with you on that. Misc, when will you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? I'm watching it right now. I need to get... The problem is, I'm too busy reading manga to be watching Full Metal Alchemist right now. So, I'm gonna be going on vacation next week, at the end of next week. I'm gonna be gone for like a week and a half-ish. I'll still be doing videos for the most part, but there's gonna be like a 4-day stretch where I have no Wi-Fi, so there won't be videos during that time. But I will probably be reading One Piece and watching Full Metal Alchemist during that time. Let's see. Lupus says, why do Toriko cosplay if you can do a Bryn cosplay? You know what? Very true. Skin says it's pretty good. I would put it just below Hunter x Hunter. Yeah. I haven't watched all of it. I will probably have it above Hunter x Hunter. As much as I adore... what are the three? Honestly. Yorknew and the Chairman election arc are actually fantastic. I'm shocked. I was fucking shocked by how good the Chairman election arc was. Because I hadn't even heard of it. I watched like a video talking about, I think, Yorknew? And they mentioned in it, oh yeah, for a lot of people, Chairman elections, they say it's the second best arc in Hunter x Hunter. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've never even heard of this arc. And then I watched it and I'm like, oh shit, they're right. It's amazing.
It's good, but Chimera Ant is like...
Chimera Ant is a peak shonen arc, though. So...
Yeah. Like, but the theme and the philosophy and the emotion and and just the characters and everything. It's just fucking
It's
fantastic.
so good. But Full Metal
It's the-
Alchemist Brotherhood doesn't really have any issues, so it's like a borderline flawless anime in its entirety. So
That's my second favorite manga ever, Full Metal Alchemist.
what's your
honestly.
top one?
One Piece.
There you go. Not surprised.
It's
I figured
generic.
it would be One Piece.
Generic answer. I know, but fuck it. Nothing makes me feel like One Piece.
Dylan says, and also, I don't really like saying one manga is better than the other unless it's a blatant difference in quality, as most manga have good and bad aspects. Yeah, I find actually, when it comes to my favorite manga, it's really, really hard for me to rank them better than the other. The weird thing is, when it comes to my, like, top 5, okay, fuck it, Hellsing's out of there, Demon Slayer's out of there. We got Toriko, Berserk. Berserk's gonna be up there. It's hard for me for some reason to... It's a lot of it is just based on how much I like something or what kind of impression something leaves on me rather than the actual pure quality of it, because I'm not sure if Tokyo Ghoul's in my top 5, even though it's probably objectively better than most of the other series I have in there, so... I don't know.
Like, if you have like a favorite list, it has to be by your personal favorites, because if you're to rank it by objective quality, everyone's list would be
Yeah, everyone would
practically
have the same shit in their top 5.
Yeah, that would be boring as hell. Like, just go by what you personally like the most.
Yeah.
For example, Toriko, objectively speaking, like, it's not one of the greatest things I've ever read in manga, but man,
It's
is one of my
just
favorites.
so fucking entertaining.
Exactly. It's gonna give you an experience that a lot of other series don't. Like, I don't necessarily have to like Berserk better than Toriko, even though I do. But the thing is that, you know what? If it's just to read something fun, I'm gonna go with Toriko. It gives you a different experience. Not everything can give you everything you want. Berserk is not gonna give you the fun you want. It's mostly for deep stuff.
Yeah.
When I read a manga, I want to be entertained. When I go to the movies, I want to be entertained. When I go to a concert, I want to be entertained. So by the argument that the one that's the most entertaining is the best, is the logic that I've always used.
Mm-hmm.
Because the medias, movies, music, manga, anime, TV shows, it's escapism. That's the idea. If you wanted realism, turn on CNN. Watch the forest fires in California. Watch the murders in Detroit. Watch the tsunami in Tokyo. If you wanted real life, turn on the news. No, why did you go to the movies? To be
I want real
entertained.
life.
There you go. So by that logic, that's why Toriko for me is one of the greatest manga ever written, because it's just dumb fun. That's why Record of Ragnarok has constantly been jumping up on my list, because it's just good entertainment.
That it is. That it is. With some pretty great writing mixed into it.
Yeah, absolutely, and then attack-ons, but yeah, absolutely.
Another bunch
people
says,
act
"Rip
like they
Jujutsu
can't
Kaisen." Don't be so negative. We're probably getting it in August. Listen, if we don't get it in August,
Yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back.
well,
Yeah, people.
thank God I may
People-
be getting a job. Listen, the
Yeah.
YouTube hustle is drying up a little right now.
There you go.
Spooky19 says,
Spooky.
is the Kengan Ashura manga worth reading? Yes, absolutely read it. It is an amazing tournament manga. It's so good. Oh god, is Kengan in my top 5? I don't know. It may be close. I mean, I think I've read enough manga to be able to have a top 10 that's not all of the manga I've read. So it's certainly in there. It's probably close to the top 5. Some parts of Kengan Ashura make me feel a certain way, in a good way. Dylan says, yes, definitely, if you like fighting manga in general. Skin says, I mean, comparing one series to another is pretty much inevitable because people love to say their series is better than another. True. Skin says, God of High School at least had good animation, so there's that, I guess, yeah.
That's
Dylan
the
says,
bare
check out
minimum.
Abyss Rage if you like pure hype. Perhaps. Lupus says, criticizing One Punch Man for Saitama being too overpowered is like criticizing a comedian for having a career based on jokes. I guess that's
I disagree,
true
but
because
okay.
the whole shtick is that the main character is super overpowered.
You know what? I'll make a counter argument to that one. Is that I'm not criticizing One Punch Man for that. I'm criticizing for the One Punch Man community for thinking it's anything but.
Ah, gotcha.
Because there you go.
Like I said before, at least in One Punch Man, the other characters get their time to shine. If it was just Saitama all the time one-shotting everybody, I would have dropped the series long ago. But it doesn't happen, so I'm fine.
Skin says Tokyo Ghoul Re didn't try to cram a few chapters or even like 10 or 20 chapters, I assume, per episode. Tokyo Ghoul Re literally tried to cram literal volumes into 12 episodes. So, wait, so would we have like whole fucking episodes with more than one volume's worth of plot in it? That is so dumb. Oh my god. Skin says, ironic that Sung Jinwoo is overpowered as hell, yet supposed to be an underdog. Okay, so Jinwoo is an underdog at the start of the story. I feel like the issue is he gets to the overpowered part too early. He becomes Mr. Top of the verse relatively too early. It needed to last longer.
Really, the whole universe revolves around him. That's the problem.
I wanted to see more from the other characters, but I do have hope because it seems like the webcomic has taken some liberties with parts of the plot, so hopefully, the person doing the webcomic will make some executive changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the chapters again. I just had to take a break after that fucking god-awful Thomas Andre chapter. Seriously. Awful.
I think you skipped something there, Misc. Sun Eater was saying about saying a guy called Cinematic Venom did a Lord of the Rings review that would make the Star Wars video we looked at look like a joke, apparently.
Oh, that's great. Also, sorry if the fucking audio quality dropped there for a minute. I had to walk away for a second, and I can't have the computer blasting everywhere.
Okay. But yeah, he brings up a few points
I saw
in
the
that.
thing about the guy.
And that would be hilarious, and maybe one or both of us will check it out, Sunny.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Aspen says you should probably get on Made in Abyss. It's an easy top 5 for me. Really? Well, goddamn. Elder Punch says Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is literally perfect in every aspect. Is this true?
I can't deny that.
Really?
It's not my top 3 favorites, but can I deny that it's probably the only perfect anime? Yeah, that and Death Note are probably the only 2 perfectly written animes with almost 0 flaws. So.
Oh, that is good to hear.
It's about as good as you can get. As close to it.
Dylan says Record of Ragnarok is... Oh shit, it's fucking thundering now. Nice! Oh yeah, that's a good one. Dylan says Record of Ragnarok is definitely in my top 4. Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Elder Punch says trying to look at fiction objectively is kind of boring. People try to CinemaSins the stuff they watch and read. Yeah, that's why I try not to be too objective. Like, when I say objective, I mostly mean, like, looking at something logically, or just kind of talking about the way it plays out. When I say objective, I mostly mean I'm looking how good is the writing. Does the writing make sense?
Right, because otherwise you couldn't criticize, because by that logic, I know what Elder Punch is trying to say. Right, you wouldn't be able to be objective about everything. Everything's good because it was put pen to paper. It's like, well, no, not everything is written well. Not every character is good. I will say,
the dumbest thing I think I have ever heard is someone saying that you can objectively judge media, which you can't. You can't objectively judge.
No.
You can't objectively judge the quality of media. That's not how that works. It's literally subjective how good or bad you think something is. Like, your criteria for the quality of something may be completely different. When I say objective,
Yep.
I mean, does this make sense? Is it
Mhm.
well put together from a certain perspective? No type of review or analysis is objective. When it
You
comes to
can
media.
absolutely hate mob movies and hate The Godfather all you want. You can't deny objectively that it's one of the greatest movies ever made in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people put it as one of the greatest movies of all time, because objectively, without bias and opinions, it's shot, acted, directed, and done extremely well.
True.
So, like, just to prove your point there, Miss.
Lupus says, shout out to Looking Up to Magical Girls. Is that one of your favorite manga, Lupus?
Looking up to Magical Girls.
What is
Never
Looking
heard
Up to
of it.
Magical Girls? Oh, it's a manga. Is this a personal favorite of yours, Lupus? Well, it's received
And
a
if
shout
it's-
out anyway. Dylan says Tokyo Ghoul will always be my favorite because it was my first full read through. There you go. That's usually a reason people have something as one of their favorites.
People have that.
I feel like a part of the reason Tokyo Ghoul was so popular, I don't know, was people who watched it, was the first season of Tokyo Ghoul particularly good, like above average in terms of quality?
Maybe. I
We
mean,
will find out
I
from the
watched.
chat.
I watched the opening, and people said, or Skin was telling me it's the greatest anime opening of all time, and I thought it was mediocre, but the animation was not bad at all. It was actually quite good animation, so if that's anything to go off of, I'm assuming it was well animated. The visuals were pretty, so...
Yeah, I feel like, I got the impression for Tokyo Ghoul, because I was actually shocked. Was it here? I think we have some kind of thing. I need to find it. We have a bot on the server. I don't remember why it's here or what the command was. That you can type in a manga, and whatever website it's coming from, you get whatever its popularity ranking is. And I'm pretty sure Tokyo Ghoul was number 1. It was the most popular manga, or the highest rated manga on their website. Some shit like that. So I think because it was so Elder Punch says the first season was really good. I think Tokyo Ghoul may have been, I think I described it as like Timmy's first edgy anime, because Tokyo Ghoul is very fucking edgy.
Yeah, and
it's
it
not
and it
just
came
edgy,
out at
it's
a
also very
time
well
when,
written.
and there was a time that emo teenagers with black fingernails were the hype.
Hell yeah. So then you got that,
So-
you got basically fucking anime vampires. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. People were transitioning from goth into emo,
True.
and this was right around that time, so it just worked out.
It's basically very good anime adaptation for a manga that has very good character writing and is edgy. What happens when you introduce that to a wider Western audience? Well, holy shit, everybody's first edgy dark anime. Because everyone was watching like Bleach and Naruto and One Piece, and then you get this, which is like a completely different vibe from any of those series. So I feel like that may be part of why Tokyo Ghoul became so popular, at least for the anime. Damn, 16
Probably.
viewers in, pretty nice. Let's get us up to 16 likes then, people. If you're in here and you're enjoying, I assume, you should like the stream.
And just to, I know you're almost caught up with the chat, but honestly, no offense, guys, I don't think you see anything super important. I just want to get back to some Toriko.
That is
because
true.
we seem to have, we have missed, and I want to know Misc's opinion on certain characters. I want to know his opinion on certain arcs, and I want him to know, all right, who's your favorite character and why, and all that shit. I need to hear it.
Okay, I will just read one. I will read one more comment and then we'll get into it from Shadow King. Hey, Misc, just dropping in. How you doing, man? Speaking of Toriko, I don't know why the spin-off episode with Luffy and Goku had such a bad reception. I thought it was funny. Well, we'll find out if Manga Life has it on there.
It was good. I liked it.
Maybe just because it was dumb, people didn't like it. Was it dumb?
I mean, it was stupid fun. Once
Well,
again,
there you go.
entertainment. So is One Piece filler.
Okay.
People watch it.
So I've had a few moments. There have been a couple moments during my reading of TORIKO today. By the way, I think someone asked. Yeah, Real Model asked, how far are you into TORIKO Misc? I am at the very start of chapter 264. We're going in post-time skip. The time has been skipped. We're starting the Gourmet World arc. That's where I am right now. I have not started.
Dang.
The last thing I've seen is TORIKO fucking jumping into the Gourmet World and getting all of the absurd, ridiculous capture levels for the fucking things that live there.
I'm so happy I read that chapter on Christmas.
I can't imagine what that was like to read on Christmas Day.
Yes, it was fucking incredible. I was too excited for what's to come.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a few moments today when reading TORIKO where I was like, this is so fucking ridiculous. That was one of them. I think when Starjin shows up in the cooking tent to get Komatsu,
Yep.
and then you get the double page, TORIKO coming in behind him, loosening his tie. Step outside, Starjin. Holy shit. That's so good. It's so good. Jiro showing up. The way he just shows up and fucking flicks the Nitro's head off is so good.
Yeah.
It's so
Boom.
good.
Like, we thought we were only dealing with the top 100 cooks in the verse, and then fucking Jiro shows up.
Jiro, it's that dumb drunk expression on his face when he does it is so good.
Yeah.
Like that in
Yeah.
combination with the flicking of the head off, because the Nitro are busted. The Nitro are super fucking strong. So he just shows up and
Oh, they're
flicks
so
one of
strong.
their heads off, and he's clearly drunk off his ass. It's
Without
so...
issue.
Yeah, it's
While
hype.
not.
It's the type of hype where it's fucking hilarious. When something is so hype, you can't help but laugh your ass off at how ridiculously hype it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I remember talking to you in the chat when he said, okay, fuck this, and he stopped the earth from moving.
he
For an instant.
he
For a
he
fucking instant.
stops. I'm knocking shit over. He does knocking on the fucking earth. He stops the earth from moving by hitting it. And to
He hit
clarify,
the
for
ground.
those of you who may not be aware, the earth in TORIKO, like everything else in TORIKO, is ridiculously big. It's the size of Neptune, which I think is what, like 10 times the
Yep.
size of the earth? So the earth in TORIKO is
Yep.
way fucking bigger than our earth. So
Yep.
it's not just, oh, he stopped the earth. He stopped an earth the size of like fucking Neptune from moving. It's so
And
he's
the best part
not
is-
he's not all out because he's old Jiro. He's
No.
not young Jiro.
he's still knocked because he's got
I don't
so many
understand how the fuck
fucking
that works.
knockings
I don't know
on him.
why knocking affects what age you are, but whatever.
But you see, here's and this isn't a spoiler. Here's the thing: is that
Gourmet
it's not
cells,
really
there you go.
affecting the gourmet cells, but also the fact that he's like we've seen knocking. Like, do you remember when Live Bear, like he was knocked by Coco, and it was like one knocking. We've seen like monsters and people like knocked out one knocking. Him and Manson have fucking multiple knockings on their neck, on their forehead, on everywhere.
right.
They are knocked
Oh, wait a
multiple
second.
times.
Holy shit, I need to check something. When was the last time we saw Jiro? He has like fucking things in his head, right?
Yep, those are knocking.
Oh my Christ.
So he did a grand knocking on the earth in front of, without unknocking himself.
Oh my god.
And that was still an extremely casual feat. Like he's nowhere
he
near.
did it.
nowhere
He-
anywhere
okay,
near
because
casual.
this wasn't like a thing where you've got like, okay, the thing is like, it's basically a double page spread. But you don't have a double page spread of like just Jiro's face really straining super hard with a bunch of motion lines as he tries really hard to stop the earth from moving. He just hits the earth and it stops moving.
Yep,
Oh,
and he's happy
God.
about doing it. And
Oh,
and
God.
you know what?
And
if
then-
you remember reading the chapter Misc after like a little later, after the whole cooking festival, and Jiro and Toriko have a drink. Like it was like
yeah,
2 or
yeah,
3
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, and then he says, knowing all that and knowing that that's what he did while multiple knocked, he goes, yeah, Ichiru was way stronger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It's like,
and he goes,
damn.
I would cry when I lost and he would let me win. This is a dude who can stop Neptune from moving, and he's like, Ichiru kicked the shit out of me. And the fact of the matter is, he might have died in the gourmet world, but he probably did the same thing to Midora because he was just too fucking nice.
Yeah,
Like, the dude was the
he let
strongest
Midora win, right?
Yes, and even, yeah, Jiro even says it. Yeah, he clearly let his little brother win because he always let me win. And Toriko goes, he never let me win, not once. He goes, because one day he thought you would surpass him finally. Like, you would actually, me and my brothers, like, because they're all brothers, he's like, me and Midora were never his challenge. You might be. So that's why he never let you win. And it's just like, oh man, like, it's such a nice scene.
Okay,
It's sad, but
was
it's
it Starjun where Jiro shows up and he's like, oh, I remember being told stories about this guy. He's one of the 3 most powerful people in the world. And my response to that was, you don't fucking say he is. Really, I never would have guessed.
I'm not sure. What chapter was that? Because then I'll tell you. Because it was probably because the three
check.
strong. I'll tell you right now, Miss, the 3 strongest in the world, and this is, as you know, now that you're caught up to this point, the 3 strongest in the world have always been considered the 3 disciples. It's Jiro, Ichiru, and Midora. They're the 3 strongest.
Yeah. So
So
Jiro
if he
shows
said
up.
one of the 3 strong.
Let's see, we're gonna get some... Yeah, he yells at Teppei because, Teppei, what the fuck are you doing? And that's my same question.
Oh, yeah,
Teppei,
that
what
was-
the fuck are you doing? He seems to be under mind
Yep.
control, you can tell because of his pupils.
He is.
Oh,
he is.
it was
Yep.
Tengu. Tengu! Oh yeah, Tengu's pretty awesome, by the way. Tengu's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my favorite.
What chapter? What
That's
chapter?
chapter 243.
243. Okay, I'll check it out.
Tengu,
Yeah.
who's from the gourmet world, by the way. So his standards for strong, the standards of strong for people that live in the gourmet world, they're fucking probably stupid in comparison to people in the human world. Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
growing up, I was told he's one of the 3 strongest people in the world.
Yes, he is.
You don't fucking say.
Yeah, and they call him Savage Beast
The
Jiro.
Savage Beast Jiro. God.
Yeah.
I really want to say this. I want to say this. You know that panel where they showed the entire Earth being knocked? Okay, so that's one of the reasons why Seth the Programmer, when he was reviewing a Dragon Ball Super chapter where Goku punched the villain and he like sent a shockwave throughout the entire Earth, and there's a panel showing the entire Earth being affected. He's like, "Oh, there's your Toriko panel," and he says it various times, and I'm like, "Yes, Seth the
Wait,
Programmer."
so
actually
Seth
did
the
Toriko
Programmer
panel.
uses that scene as a standard for power scaling other characters?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
literally-
I would.
Oh my, so it stayed in his mind. It's such an iconic
Yeah.
scene for him that any time that happens in any other series, there's your Toriko panel. That's
Yes,
so
he
good.
actually said it. And there's more panels to be cut to await you when you get further into the series. There's so many panels showing the Earth being affected in some way, shape, or form by an attack. That's why I said the programmer is like, "Oh, there's your Toriko panel. Goku punched the villain, and he
Yeah,
sent the
I'm
shockwave
seeing
through
it now. I remember, I think it was in the chat for a previous stream a while ago. Because I think I brought up Toriko somewhere. It may not have even been a stream. Someone said Toriko power scaling gets like fucking solar system level, and I'm like, how? I'm seeing it
And
now.
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
seeing it.
The only people, like, people want to complain about, like, the Dragon Ball Z universe, and this is what makes me laugh. People actually think that Goku and Saitama is a fair fight when Goku slaughters them, but also the fact that the Toriko One Punch Man isn't even Toriko level. Like, all the big 3, all the current running shonen, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, sit the fuck down. Toriko beats all their asses. Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. You're not in that league.
Yeah, there
Like,
it is.
we're gonna get,
This was the
you know,
other
like this.
day.
I mean,
sorry, Tama will
I haven't
break-
seen Naruto stop a planet. I'm sorry, I haven't
Okay,
seen
and
it.
text to speech. Actually, let me use text to speech too, because I think text to yeah, we'll use this for like the stream chat. This
All of this, like,
the
with
fucking
fucking-
the sword never gets used. The only thing the sword does is get dropped by Ichiryu, and it does this. This is so dumb. It's amazing.
Yeah, but it's such a good sword. That's the baddest blade in all of manga, and there it is. It
You know what this
doesn't do it.
reminds me of? Oh God, what's his name? The sword making guy from Bleach, the dude from Zero Division.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Mr. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. What is his fucking name? It's such a simple name, too.
Zanpakuto creator.
Yeah.
We
Zero
will remember
Division,
his
what
name
is-
in a moment, as Griever does a nice little Google search.
Yep, that's exactly. Is it this guy?
Lupus
really?
is
I
doing
don't
some
remember.
commentary on media analysis in the chat. It's very insightful.
Oh.
But Elder Punch says, yeah, you haven't seen how crazy Toriko gets yet.
Nimaya.
Nimaya?
Nimaya, that's his name. Yeah,
Nimaya.
that's his name.
This
Nimaya.
reminds me of when the Schutzstaffen invades the Royal Palace. The Zero Division has not been off-screened yet. And Nimaya is one of only, like, 2 members of the Zero Division that doesn't get off-screened. He shows up. What's up, fuckers? Here's the sword I made. I made it too good. It's too good, and that it's too smooth and too sharp to keep in a normal sheath, so I have to put it in this fucking gel casing. Because if I put it in a sheath, it would just cut through it. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, and it would, because I mean, this dude, like, and the fact that he fights with chops, like, the dude is just, everything is so good, and the best part is that nobody forgets. For the rest of the series, nobody forgets that these are the top 3 dudes in the verse, even though Ichiryu died. It doesn't matter. Like, they're still like, yeah, well, there's Ichiryu, you know.
Yeah,
Like, and
well.
everybody's still, like, even Midora at the. You know, he's just like, yeah, he was a badass, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the minority world and stuff, and it's just like, it's all so cool. And remember, we see the past. Jiro even admits he kicked the shit out of me for years, and he also kicked the shit out of Midora for years.
Yeah.
And they both acknowledge that. So,
He's too
and
strong.
then that's the best part, that Jiro says, yeah, no, if he was really trying, he probably would have killed
Okay,
Midora
wait,
too.
so
But he,
if Ichiryu is top of the verse, tell me. Explain to me.
Mhm.
How does Ichiryu beat the Almighty? Or is it someone else that beats the Almighty?
Someone else.
All 3 of them probably could, because when you think about it, Minority World would beat the Almighty.
Oh,
Because
I guess it would.
All the majorities become the minorities, and he controls it. And unlike Midora, who the only reason he can win is because of his powers. What the fuck is Yuha gonna do to that? What's he gonna do to Minority World?
Can't. Oh God.
He can't fix the fact.
Okay.
Yeah, what's
Can
he
he
gonna
not?
do? Fix
Can he
like
not
the.
change the future to undo Minority World? Is that not a thing he can
But-
do?
But how? But the thing is, well, see, that's why the Almighty. I mean, it's a contest.
The Almighty's
but
too broken. Like you can't think of
The
logical ways to
Almighty-
beat the Almighty. It's an illogical power.
Yeah, it is.
It truly is. But you also have to remember that at the end of the day, like for example, unlike like Ichibei, who like called Yuha an ant and stuff, and he
Yeah.
erased it with the Almighty. Minority World is just constant. Like he's not attacking him with it. It's just the way it is. Remember, Ichiryu has a gravitational pull.
He
Yuha
does.
can't
Oh
take
my
away.
God, that's
he
so
can't,
dumb.
He can't.
That
He
has
can't
nothing
take away
to
the
do with
fact
his power. It's just his spiritual pressure is so big.
Yes.
It has a gravitational pull.
He's a walking, talking monstrosity of a planet in a
Yeah.
human form, and Yuha's ability, Yuha's Almighty, unlike and direct, it's sort of like what we were talking about with like Gojo and stuff and Aizen. It's not a direct attack. so you
It's
can't
so
take it away.
stupid.
From him.
Oh my god.
So actually, he would beat Gojo too with Minority World. When
You know
think
what?
about
He
it, because
could, yeah.
Infinity wouldn't be Infinity anymore because it'd be the majority would become the minority.
Oh my god.
So Infinity would be less than one,
Holy
I can.
and then he'd eat him.
Which is
Well,
funny
no.
because the whole shtick with Infinity is that it does numerically impossible stuff. So that
Yeah.
would be perfectly in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
But once again, I would argue a dude who is a walking, talking planet is stronger than the dude who walks a planet. You know, so anybody walking on an Earth, that's why I argue everybody else in the verse. It's like this dude could literally like go up into space and be his own fucking star. Most characters can't do that. He can pull planets towards him if he felt like it.
But-
Like I'm so.
God.
in fairness, Juhavak was sustaining like the entire universe when he became the Soul King. Like, if he died, the whole universe would just go to shit. So that's something to consider.
So then it didn't for some reason. Why didn't it? Someone remind me.
Apparently, in the novels, they explain that Juhavak's corpse is the Soul King. So even if he's dead, he's still so powerful that he's still sustaining the universe.
Wow. Jesus
It's not the best
Christ.
explanation ever, but hey, it's something.
Yeah, that guy really is Mr. Top of the Verse. Good lord.
Yeah.
But as I said, but once again, we can't go into full power scaling details because Misc hasn't finished.
Right.
So-
We haven't, and
So
I see
this-
it gets
this is
so
a-
much more fucking absurd from here.
Like, we haven't
Yeah.
even time skip, and we're already at planetary levels of power.
Oh,
Like, large
God.
planetary levels. Large.
Oh my god. We're not even into the time skip and we're already planetary. Oh god.
We haven't seen any of Acacia's full course either yet.
Oh shit. We
The
haven't.
greatest ingredients in the world. Not even talking about God, but just all the other ones. We haven't seen any of them yet.
Wait,
what
so
the
I
fuck do you
assume
think's
a
gonna
lot of the
happen?
ingredients is, oh, I have to go kill a thing to get an ingredient?
No, it's actually once again the interesting, like, I don't think this is a spoiler to tell you, but you know how they've been learning all these techniques, food honor, food preparation,
Is
different
this
ways of
required?
cooking.
This is required to get the ingredients, right?
Yeah, there's not, like, if you don't have, that's why people have to partner up. That's why Ichiro was so happy that Toriko found Komatsu, and he constantly says throughout the series before he died, like, my full course is useless because I don't have a chef to cook it. And that's the thing. So, like, you know, but he's the strongest dude in the verse, but his full course is useless because he doesn't have anybody to cook it for him. So that's the difference, is that Komatsu is, like, vital to not only, it's not about finding and obtaining it, it's preparing and cooking it as well. Like, so they're, like, it's not just you beat the biggest bad in the yard.
Yeah,
and then
you
get
gotta
the
be
ingredients.
able to somehow obtain the thing and then prepare it so that it can be eaten.
Just like, and the beginning of Toriko was the same way with, way back when, with, like, the pufferfish.
Yeah.
It's about technique, it's not about strength. So not everything in the world.
Completely off topic, but still in regards to Toriko. I think it was, I saw like a video from King of Lightning in my recommendations about the Toriko anime ending, thank God or something. I think that was the name of the video. It's like, thank fucking God the anime is over. But I saw the thumbnail and Toriko was like glowing. Did they end the anime on the honoring the food arc? Was that like the last thing they did in the anime?
I didn't finish it, to be honest with you, so I don't know.
So the world will
But
never know, and no one cares.
No, I actually
Yeah.
did watch the last episode of the Toriko anime. It ended at the Cooking Festival arc. They ended it in a way where it can't continue, the same way the manga did. They literally can't. They will have to reboot the anime to actually make it work.
Oh, Jesus.
That's bad. Like, okay, let me put it this way. In the anime, they skipped Minority World. He didn't use it in the anime. Ichiro did not use Minority World in the anime.
Yeah, it was bad.
Sonny,
I am
you
gonna
better
ask
not fucking post any goddamn spoilers in here.
Yeah.
That's vague enough where I'm like, whatever, but you better not.
Yeah,
put me in
don't worry
timeout.
about it.
You better not spoil any shit, I
actually-
swear to God.
Actually, One thing that it's funny that Balder of all people brought up to you, and they were like, "Oh, it's all a dream thing." I honestly don't remember that ever happening, so I don't think you were spoiled on anything.
Oh,
'cause that
maybe it
never
was the
happened.
thing with Pepe. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like a. Anyways, I do have to ask you, what do you think of Medora's backstory?
Pretty sad. Like, I get it. They
And
always
the fact
Toriko always does a good thing with describing what food means to people, which is something I never would have thought about starting Toriko, because I started Toriko under the impression like, oh yeah, it's big dumb hype shit, and then like 10 to 20 chapters and I'm like, oh boy, we always get like a really tasty eating scene at some point. But they go really hard a few times talking about like food is like an essential part of life. Like an essential part of living a long and happy life is having good food. And that means a lot.
It sort
to
of
people.
felt like Mufasa explained the circle of life sort of
Yeah.
idea to me at one point.
Akasha
It
even
was sort of
noted
like
that.
vital. And it
Akasha,
doesn't matter what you are.
Akasha even said that part of living has to do with killing things, because you have to eat that thing to survive, and that's a cycle that always has to be present when it comes to eating.
Yeah.
So yeah, Akasha did actually have a Mufasa moment.
Yeah, and like the sick thing about Medora's backstory was that, of course, he found a family, he found all this stuff, but also the fact that when he was crying his eyes out and stuff, his stomach growled, and he was punching himself in the gut, like.
How
How
can you be
the
hungry
fuck
in
are
this
you-
situation? What the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't want to be hungry right now. What the fuck? This is what caused the problem in the first. Like, because he's always been hungry, and we see that now, which is why he doesn't want to share shit. And we saw that in his backstory. He wants to eat everything because he has an unsatiable hunger that has never been quenched, even by the god of cooking herself. It happened for a time, but it was only a pause. He's always hungry and he's never satisfied, and we sort of see that in his character. And it's just like, and then Ichiru put a stop to him, of course, the first time.
Yeah.
But then everything else happened, and it's just like, holy shit, like how it's all about cooking. But at the end of the day, it's just like what the actual fuck is going on here? And as I said, the over the topness of the fights, everything that's going on, Toriko, like everyone realizing that Toriko is like trying to help him and stuff before we get the time skip and stuff, like all the people and stuff there at the end. It's just like, because he's just done, he's lost Komatsu, he's lost, his father, he's lost everything, and just the people are just like, we're all starving, but like, Toriko, you discovered this and that and this and that, and you're always giving food to us, which is why I like those chapters, like the Christmas chapter, which wasn't like a
the
0.5
Christmas chapter
chapter.
was really good.
Yeah, and it was but it was a real chapter. It wasn't this is a filler halfway through the week. No. It's a real, legitimate chapter 173, and we're giving food to all the starving people, because as gourmet hunters, that's part of our job.
God, that was already
And
90
that
chapters
showcase,
ago. Holy shit.
yeah, like, and it comes back to show it when all the people are like, Toriko is hungry, let's feed him, let's give him our food. He's always been giving food to us. It's our turn. And it's just like, okay, that, like, it was a beautiful, like, what a way to start a time skip, and what a beautiful way to end like the saga,
Yeah, it's weird when
That
they
is
call
the-
like a whole 2/3 or half of a story an arc. I'm like, that's not an arc. That's not an arc. That's
No.
like an act or a saga.
It's basically, the way I look at this is the human world saga, and then there's the gourmet world saga.
Yeah, which
Toriko's
we've been
sort of
waiting
two
to get to
parts.
this whole time, and we still get like another 130 chapters for it. So pretty fucking solid.
Yeah, and it's gonna be, and you were introduced to the 8 kings, who you thought were human.
my
Yeah, which
God.
I expected to be humans for some reason. Well, I think it was mostly just because Toriko and the others are humans. So I'm like, oh, the 8 kings of the gourmet world. I
See-
guess those are the biggest, baddest
Yeah.
gourmet hunters that live out there. Nope.
Like, I
No.
love
The problem is the translation, because they are referred to as the 8 kings, and their Zebra, Coco, Sunny, and Toriko are referred to as the 4 heavenly kings.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
the
should
8
be.
kings are...
Marsh, we're talking
Yeah,
about
that-
Toriko, as the video title says.
Yeah, so it's a different thing, and it's just like gourmet hunters called I can't pronounce it, but it's like bushika and stuff like this, and so
Oh yeah,
so
I
the
watched
Japanese is
I
sort
watched
of
some
lost.
of King of Lightning's videos when like they still had like manga stream scans.
Yeah, and that was the legit shit because the gourmet core is not called the gourmet core.
Oh,
Gourmet
what's it
hunter,
called?
not called. I can't pronounce it. It's like they both begin with B, and it's a lot of I's and S's.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's
Well, in the very least,
sounds
gourmet
cool.
core is easier to pronounce.
Yeah, Bishoku
Yeah,
Kai
yeah.
is the gourmet core.
yeah. Like I'm glad that they don't butcher like anything. Like they didn't make a stupid translation.
Oh yeah, nothing's had
of
a dumb
anything.
name thus far, so that's good at least.
No, so yeah, I don't mind that, and the advancements, and finally, but you know what the best part is that once you, like getting back to world building is the fact of the matter is that we have had to wait over 250 chapters to get to this gourmet world. We've
Yeah,
heard
like
all
you got
about
a
it,
sneak
but
peek of it in the early 100s, and when you get in there, it's like Toriko. This shit is way out of your league, which is crazy
Yeah.
because you've gone through a bunch of shit. You had the Regal Mammoth thing where he fought nerfed Starjun, and that was already really hard. Then you had Ice Hell, where Toriko's fucking arm got blown off, and he had, as far as we were concerned in the story thus far, basically like the hardest fight of his life against Tamirara.
yeah,
So after all of that, all the power boosting and stuff, you get to the gourmet world, and it's like, you're not shit. You're fucking garbage, Toriko.
yeah, and if you notice who rescued him, but
It was
Jiro, and
Jiro.
remember, Jiro had black hair.
It seems
He
like
had released
Jiro
enough
doesn't have
knocking.
to nerf himself when he's in the gourmet world.
Yeah, but remember, he still had knocking.
Oh god.
We've never seen.
Oh,
We have never seen Jiro without his knocking on.
At
We've
this
seen
point
him
in the
take
series.
away. Yeah, as far as this point, as far as you've read Misc, we have never seen Jiro release all of his knockings.
Oh god.
He's got like 20.
Which is crazy because we've seen on multiple occasions when he makes himself huge, like when Mansum makes himself fucking huge. Is that what they are supposed to look like normally, or is that them using knocking to enhance themselves? I don't remember which one it is.
No, that's them. What they're doing. Their normal forms, how we see Jiro as an old geezer and Mansum just looking like a buff dude. That's them with knocking. They are when they go buff and they go crazy. That's them removing knocking, and their body has to compensate for their power. That's how stupid strong they are. That's why Mansum and Jiro constantly have knocking on their neck and head, because they
They're
can't
too
contain their
strong.
power all the
They're
time.
too broken.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
And apparently,
That's,
according to Elder
basically-
Punch, I still haven't seen anything, which is insane. Because the last, like,
Oh,
4
you've seen
chapters
some.
I've
You've
read,
seen some crazy shit.
I've seen some
like the
crazy
cooking
shit.
festival.
Like, Minority
Yeah.
World is disgusting. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's
Like,
broken.
It's
That's
one of
it,
those
bro.
anime powers where I got to the description of it, and I'm like, why the fuck are we talking about this?
Okay,
What does
let
I'm
me
like?
ask
What
you
does this have to do with anything?
it reminds me of Gold Experience Requiem from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like infinite reaction speed, you can put your opponents in an infinite death loop. You can reverse all actions to
Because
zero.
Gold Experience Requiem is like, I want to stop the boss. Okay, boss?
Yeah.
No. You can't do
It's that-
anything.
Minority World isn't that tier of anime powers. It's so fucking broken. It's ridiculous.
The most broken anime powers are always the ones where it's some fucking theoretical physics bullshit that you have to do a Google search for.
It's basically something that gives the laws of physics a complete middle
You know what?
finger.
That's what it is. Whenever a mangaka needs to make a really busted character, I think they crack open a physics textbook and just find, like, they go to a random page, put their finger on it, and I'm like, alright, the most busted ability of the universe is going to be based around this concept of quantum
Yeah.
physics.
And it's going to reverse it.
Yes.
They're going to control it, or they're going to reverse it.
Correct.
And you know what a great thing that I love is that you remember, like, this is back in the first 100 chapters, which, I mean, Toriko's sort of a slow-paced, realistically. It's just got a lot of hype and a lot of fun action.
Yeah, in
But
theory, Toriko is kind of a slow pace. Like, we've taken a while for Toriko to get this strong, and the enemies just... Does Toriko have power creep?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's always he came up with leg knife, and he came up with
what it feels like is every arc Toriko gets way stronger, and then as soon as the next arc starts, it's like, Toriko, you're not shit.
Yeah, exactly. So there is power creep, but it's just because he's jumping into a new world. But one of the best things that I love is that when we were introduced to Terry and the Battle Wolf, everyone was like, "Holy shit, the Battle Wolf? Are you kidding me? The Battle Wolf is the fucking Battle Wolf."
So well because you don't even think about it forever.
No. And then the 8 kings are introduced. Yeah, a Battle Wolf is a king.
Oh, fuck.
And it's just like 6,090 capture levels. It's like, yeah, one of the kings of the gourmet world is a Battle Wolf.
It's so ridiculous.
Because
that's so far beyond any capture level we've seen previously. Like, when Ichiryu and Midoro were fighting up in the Lost Isles, we gotta see, like, 4 or 5 creatures that had, like, up to capture level 600 or some shit. And I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? The 4 beasts threatened, like, all of mankind, and it was only capture level, like, 350? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing I gotta mention. That they say that the disciples are like the strongest 3 people on Earth, but here's the thing: there's also the 8 kings. They're the strongest animals on the planet. You have other top tier characters to look forward to. That I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's true because the 8 kings, like they might be the 3 strongest people, but. There's the
Wait, so
strongest
hold on a
beasts.
second. Is Ichiryu really top of the verse, or is he just the strongest human character?
Well, we can't say that.
Oh, shit.
We can't.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We can't say. We don't know. That's the beauty. Is that even though you've been introduced and you've been told, here are the 3 strongest people in the verse, no one has surpassed them, we just got introduced to a whole nother power scaling list. They're not on the same list.
It's so far beyond. It's like what you said with Gojo. It's like, this is a fucking Dragon Ball character playing with Naruto characters. This is what it feels like. Because we just got through this whole fucking arc where everyone's like capture level 100 and something or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then, capture level 6,090.
Honestly,
and remember, Toriko and the gang they just finished fighting the 4 beasts.
Yeah.
So they're like, sure, they might be able to fight a capture level 400, 500. We just got introduced to a dude who is capture level over 6,000.
Yes.
And they're going to a world where this dude is king.
It's so ridiculous. Oh my god.
The exposition regarding the Emperor Ring was a really good way to tell how strong the 8 kings are in comparison to like the disciples, because we see that the Emperor Ring is supposed to be something that's formed when the 8 kings are fighting, but then we see the first example in the present storyline is Ichiryu and Midora, so we know that they're at least at that level.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that, so we have the 3 disciples that are the strongest humans, but we have the 8 kings that are the strongest animals. So we have another power scaling, like, top tiers to look forward to. That's why I said it.
That's why they're not, like, nobody else is on that level yet, because an Emperor Ring only forms for those who are kings.
Correct.
And Midora, Jiro, and Ichiryu are kings in their own right. If you want to call them the 3 human kings, you could do that, and then call, like, the 8 kings the Beast Kings or something like that if you wanted to differentiate. But when they go toe-to-toe, there's an Emperor Ring that forms.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at the
shakes.
cover of Volume 30, we have Toriko, Coco, I can't remember her name for some reason. What's her name? Girl that is Sunny's sister.
Rin.
Rin. Right, Rin. I don't know. That just slipped my mind. Setsuno, Zebra, Midora, and who the fuck is this white blue hair we're seeing here? Is that Jiro? It's hidden. So I don't know who it is. Is it part of someone's shirt? I can't tell. Anyway, I mean, we're obviously gonna see more of Jiro at some point, even if it's not in this volume. But God.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of remember, other than Ichiru, most of them are alive. Like he's the only one who fucking died.
Yeah. So,
So
um,
we're gonna see other people.
I remember a
Where's the?
while ago, like a very long time ago, on one of Griever's streams, I think Tenryuu, you mentioned something about Toriko, like how absurd the scaling gets, like the size of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that, and I think we've started getting into teasers for that stuff with the Coco bringing up like, hey, something from space made the Earth big and also made gourmet cells exist.
Yep. And we're gonna find out all about the history of gourmet cells too.
So listen, folks, the Nitro are definitely aliens. They are super fucking aliens from outer space.
Yeah. Yeah, you guessed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a spoiler to say.
I feel like when
because it's
like they
pretty
literally
obvious.
as soon as one shows up, they're like, "What is this alien creature? It's up in the atmosphere." I'm like, "That's a fucking alien. It's literally an alien."
They're aliens.
And then when you get to gourmet pyramid, and they're like, "Oh shit, some ancient civilization built this fucking like millions of years." It's aliens. They're literally. It's literally. Did the aliens build the pyramids? Yes, the aliens are the Nitro.
Yep.
So,
The
Misc,
aliens built the pyramids. That's right.
what do you think about in the flashback when they say about the possibility of a sun-eating demon? What do you think about
Oh
that?
fuck.
They actually tell a fairy tale of a sun-biting demon.
I just had to take my glasses off. Fuck. Oh my god. Well, I already knew. I know how stupid the size of things gets. But I think when I read that, I'm like, oh god, it's real, isn't it? But then Acacia's like, that's just a fairy tale. I'm like,
Yeah, is it? But
Oh my
the best part
God.
is that I am going to tell you right now, you built up, like, we've had crazy hype. The cooking festival is one of the best arcs in Naruto, Toriko. And, yeah, even Naruto, Jesus. But the thing is that just like almost every time skip in every manga, we're hyped to see where they're at and stuff, but it's going to take a few chapters to get back into the hype.
Right.
You know,
Of course. You gotta,
like,
you
it's
gotta
gonna
see
be a
where
slow
everyone
burn.
is at the moment.
Yeah, like it's going to be a slow burn again, right? Because we have a time skip, we have information to find out. Now they're all ready to go to the gourmet world. You know, they're going to have it now. We're back to the adventure mode. We had the big hype, we had the big thing. Now it's back to sort of the adventure style that we've been following for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Not that there isn't going to be great hype, but we reached the pinnacle and now we're back down, sort of idea. Okay,
Now-
so let's build up hype again.
I already know what the answer is. I know what the answer is. It gets more hype, like, not taking into account just how huge things are. It gets more hype than the cooking festival, right?
Oh, absolutely.
By how much? By like a lot?
Okay,
I mean,
I wanna.
like in terms of broken, stupid ridiculousness, 100%.
God.
But as far as like how hyped you're gonna be, it depends. I feel like it's the same amount of hype. It's sort of like when you were explaining like every fucking chapter. It's like, okay, all right, this is hype. Then it's hype again. Then it's hype again. It's like having Aizen reveal his Bonkai 30 chapters in a row.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck's sakes. And then it's like, you know, and that's basically the
It's like,
end
how does
part
he
of
keep
Toriko.
doing this? Every fucking
Yeah,
chapter,
that-
how
it's-
has he maintained
it's-
this
it's-
for so long?
That's the reason
It's
why
the
he was
absolute
really
same.
in love with the series.
Yeah, because every chapter was worth a reaction. Every
yes.
chapter.
Fucking Christ.
Because-
I
Okay, Cookie,
wish,
Cookie.
oh my god, I wish Toriko could have been coming out today.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
God.
This
I
is one
know.
This is one of the reasons why, because just no other ongoing manga right now, other than One Piece, reaches those levels of freaking hypeness. Like
One Piece
at
has
least
big
in
hype
terms of,
too,
like-
yeah? Like,
Yeah, the thing
humongous
is that-
hype.
Yeah, because the thing is that okay, One Piece can be hyped for different reasons because of the scope of the story and everything.
I got you.
But in terms of like action and feats and everything, like Toriko is unparalleled, literally. Toriko is like if you took Hunter x Hunter, but then made the characters Dragon Ball Z level.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, like
But
it really
we need
because-
another manga where I'm like a fucking giddy little schoolgirl when a character walks up behind another character and says, "Step outside." Oh
Yeah.
God!
Hey.
There is no
Yeah.
manga like that right now.
Step
Nothing. Not even
outside, Starjin. We need to
Not
bring
us.
back that phrase. We need to let's
And
take this
he's-
outside.
Or I love it when a character, because I read a karate manga that was around the same time. It was from 2002, I believe. It was like 500. It fell off, unfortunately, but there was a character that was just stupid strong. He wasn't the main character, but
Of
he was
course,
like
it
one
never
of them. They
is.
sort of followed
Most
it.
of the time.
No, but they followed like a double one, and there was this crazy boxer who was on drugs or whatever, and he was beating Buddy up, and just it's that same moment. It's like, oh god, we're gonna die, and then just standing behind you, hey, you know, like you just need those simple one-liners, you know. Then he grabbed him by the head and bashed his face into the boxing ring post like 8 times, and guys came up and said, hey, stop. And this is a dude, strongest we've seen so far in the entire story. This is like 150 chapters in, and the non-main character, but the dude who was training them, comes up behind, hey, and
Hey.
just beats the shit out of him. He's like, what, if you don't stop, you're gonna kill him. Do you want to kill him? He goes, yeah, actually I
Yeah,
do.
actually,
and then
I
he
do.
smashed his face. And then he smashed his face another 4 times.
Elder
He
Punch asks
completely
if this is
broke-
Kenichi.
No, not Kenichi, which that manga did build hype very well. Not as good as Toriko, but that was another one. No, this was Karate. I'll get the name for you.
So,
But yeah, it is
as
not
far as I
Kenichi.
understand, Toriko's gonna ruin manga hype for me. Like, nothing will be better than
Yeah.
this ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
it did for me. It did for me. I
This
want to
is what
say
it's
this.
like to be spoiled. This is no, you know what? We'll give you a food example. So Christmas 2 years ago, my dad cooked up a prime rib. And when we were eating it, he cut off like a little bit of the crust on the outside of it, and it had like all of the spices on it. Like it tasted like all of the fucking flavor was centered on this like one piece of crust. I ate it. I had like sensory overload from eating it. It is like objectively the tastiest thing I have ever tasted in my fucking life. Every time I've had prime rib since then, even if the actual quality of it has been better, it's never been tastier.
Because you had the perfect balance of the black pepper, the garlic, salt, everything just
It was an
culminated in that perfect
overwhelming
piece.
perfect balance. Like, I couldn't believe how much flavor was in my mouth. I thought I was gonna fucking pass out or something. It was so unbelievable. And I've
Yeah,
never been able to
and
taste something that intense again. Not
and
like
that's
spice.
what
I've
Toriko
had
is
spice
all
that's given
about.
me a headache. This was something
One of
completely
the-
different.
Oh, it's Konehita Minato Karate by Baba Yashui.
Well, there you
So
go.
that
I want to
Elder.
put it like this. I actually asked another big Toriko fan on YouTube called Luffy the Dragon Slayer. I actually asked him in the live stream, hey, have you read anything on par with Toriko in terms of hype? And he's like, well, what do you mean? In terms of like over the top feats, like stopping the rotation of a planet with one finger? He said no. And he's a huge fan of manga. He reads a lot. He's like, no, I haven't read anything like Toriko in quite a long time.
So, like, Dragon Ball gets nuts with the scaling. It's fucking Dragon Ball, but does it ever express hype in the same way Toriko does?
Not really, because the problem is that what's explained later on, because a lot of people, and then this is the problem with power scales who didn't actually read, they only watched Dragon Ball Z, is that it's explained that the impact of their punches, like literally, by the time people are Super Saiyans, they could punch a planet.
Yeah,
And
like,
it would-
yeah,
I
but
think where
the thing
Dragon
is-
Ball is now, everyone can blow up a fucking planet. It's like, oh,
Yes,
what do you want, a
everybody
fucking
can-
sticker? You can blow
it's-
up a planet? Good
It's
job.
very. They could do it before then. Piccolo blew up the moon. It was very
There
easy.
you go. Everyone's
So,
been blowing
the
up planets
thing-
for 30 fucking years
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball.
Right. So, but the thing is that people don't see like how are they not blowing things up? Is that even though they're mass. Remember, it's a kung fu manga.
Oh,
So
right.
at the end
Dragon
of the day,
Ball is
the
a
i-
kung fu manga, right? Yeah.
Yes. So remember that at the end of the day, it was the idea, and this is explained in the Dragon Ball Z volumes, is that the reason they're not blowing up planets by punching is that they're concentrating all their energy into their fist to attack the other people. That's why sometimes people are like, it's really dangerous to fire a Kamehameha at the Earth. You're going to blow it up because you can't stop it. Like, sure, like if you jump up in the air and you point it down at someone on the ground, you might incinerate them, but you might be powerful as fuck, but you can't stop that blast from blowing up the rest of the planet either.
Yeah.
You're like, you can't just curve it, after you're done. So that's why people are like, well, how are their punches not blowing up the planet then, or the regular blasts? And it's like, because they're not.
A
not
fucking punch is easier to control than a big laser beam.
Yeah. And they're focusing all that energy on the enemy, and the enemies are doing the same thing too. They're focusing all that they're concentrating it.
I've been hunched over for like the last 20 minutes. I've been so into this. Skin asks, which hype is better, Record of Ragnarok or TORIKO? TORIKO by a fucking country mile. Ragnarok does it a couple times. Like, the hypest thing in Ragnarok is when Zeus transforms and everyone starts like, that sequence is so good. This was the sequence you told me to read TORIKO over, Tenryuu. When I was like, that Zeus sequence is so good, Tenryuu, you said in Misc you're gonna fucking love TORIKO.
Especially in the Gourmet World arc, there's a lot of feats that put that Zeus feat to utter shame. You are gonna see one that you're gonna be like catatonic. You're not even gonna be able to speak. It's gonna come soon, but just wait for it.
Like,
it's gonna
the
be
Zeus
good.
thing, the Zeus thing is the type of hype that I fucking love that they have in TORIKO, because Zeus transforms and everyone is like,
and Adam
what the
puts
fuck?
up his guard.
Adam puts up his guard subconsciously. He doesn't even intentionally do it. He does it out of, he's like, oh fuck, oh wait, my guard's up.
And this is the dude with eyes of the Lord.
This is the guy with eyes of the Lord who's been kicking Zeus's ass for the entire previous part of the fight.
I got a question now. How eyes of the Lord versus the Almighty?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't even know, because technically it's just like the whole Buddha vision sight. It's like
because here's the thing.
How would you beat eyes of the Lord?
Buddha doesn't directly change the future, he just responds to the future he sees. With the Almighty, it seems like Yuwa can just be like, oh Adam, you've been wounded now. Doesn't Yuwa just kill Ichibei with the Almighty? Like, he just fucking makes him explode with the Almighty?
No, what happens with the Almighty is that he sees every possible future. So you want to go left, right, move, like the butterfly effect, right? Which was showed in the Adam versus Zeus fight. He sees all of them. It's not just one future and you change the future. He sees all possible futures as like a grain of sand, right? Like every single grain of sand on the beach. He sees all of them. And he can pick and choose which one to apply. So when like Ichigo went Bankai, he chose the future where he had already broken his Bankai. Because he had already done it. He picked that future. But if you blind him, or if you had the same ability, then how you gonna like? Then it's gonna be
you use it until the eyes explode. That's what happens.
Yeah, but I don't know, because eyes of the Lord, like, I don't know about. I really don't know. That would be.
This is what happens. Very simple techniques. Okay, you either have something that's stupid, like Minority World, where you have to fucking explain physics to understand it, or you have something like Eyes of the Lord, which is just, oh, I copy any ability you use, or any technique. Why do I feel like the official translation is going to change it to any attack? I have this feeling they're going to change it.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to tell you right now. Well, because that was explained in the anime, as we saw.
In the anime, did they say any technique or any attack? I don't remember.
Any attack, and they showed it.
There you go. So, therefore, in theory, Adam wouldn't copy Buddha's thing because it's not an attack. It's just a technique.
No, but you know what he would copy though against the Almighty. So he uses the Almighty to kill Adam, and Adam does it first.
Completely off topic. Sunny DeGrom asked what I think about Lord of the Rings. I could never get into the books, but it is a fantastic movie trilogy, an absolutely excellent movie trilogy.
Yes.
The greatest books ever written.
So getting back to the Record of Ragnarok hype versus Toriko hype, here's the thing. They're both very different types of hype. Because in Record of Ragnarok, it's more the excitement of seeing historical figures
like
mythological gods. That's the thing with Record of Ragnarok, and the fighting is really well choreographed and everything. But with Toriko, it's the over-the-top feats. That's the thing.
the
In Record of
feats
Ragnarok,
and the
you don't really-
narration for the feats is so over the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
In
Like,
Record of Ragnarok, you don't get to see the gods like punch out a whole planet on on panel or stuff like
yeah,
that. Or
I feel like the fact that Record of Ragnarok takes place in an arena limits how ridiculous it can get to an extent. Like, the most
But it
ridiculous
also-
hype thing that's happened recently was when Raiden... This is actually, when I think about it, kind of underrated, like, hype feat. Is Raiden's, palm strike, when he uses it, it's so strong it blows all of the sound out of the arena. So I imagine if and when that gets animated, like, you're gonna have this big swelling music and sound effects, and then when the fucking hit connects, there's just gonna be no
Bing.
noise.
Yeah. And
So
that's going to be
kinda
really
hype.
well done.
That's cool hype shit.
But also, unlike, and actually this is sort of a bonus that Record of Ragnarok has that Toriko didn't have, is that Toriko is all purely or OG characters, completely like original characters, right? The thing is that with Record of Ragnarok, part of the hype comes from the fact that we know the list and we already know the figures. So like Jack the Ripper's on stage. Well, what if I had said Heracles versus Bob the, well, not Bob the Builder, but like literally like just a random guy. Everyone would be like, okay, he's a notorious serial killer. Okay, you wouldn't have the hype. The hype in Record of Ragnarok, not that this is a problem, it's what they're using, but it's based around using historical
Like, I
figures and using
guarantee
gods.
the reason that the Adam versus Zeus video blew up so much is because it showed up in someone's recommended, and they're like, Adam versus Zeus, as in like Adam from the Bible is fighting
Bible?
Zeus. I gotta watch this.
Yeah, like-
I mean, that was my
Right.
reason for watching it, and here we are now. It's literally the reason the channel exists when you go by like cause and effect.
It's like with stuff like Death Battle. People are always excited to see characters from different origins or different source materials come together in a fight. Record of Ragnarok is like that. We are excited to see, like, for example, the idea of Lubu versus Thor. Oh, a character from Chinese the history versus a Norse god. That actually sounds
Yeah, which
really
is why
awesome.
I'm not super interested if they do Akita versus Susanoo, because it's like, oh, you have a Japanese swordsman fighting a Japanese god. Whatever, I guess.
Exactly.
But if you have a Japanese swordsman fighting a Norse god of trickery, that's interesting. When you have a fucking, I don't know.
Well, think of it
when you
this
have
way.
when you have a Chinese emperor fighting the Egyptian god of death, that's like, oh fuck, that's pretty interesting.
Or like Leonidas versus Anubis, like a gladiator, or like a Greek
Yeah,
king
like anything
versus,
like
like,
that.
an Egyptian god.
That's big
That-
hype,
that-
big huge
that-
hype.
But at the
Fighting.
But remember that's what we're saying is that Record of Ragnarok is, and they're using it and they're doing it extremely well. But it's sort of like this year they put $155 million into a giant dinosaur versus a giant ape.
Yeah, that
Now,
didn't
if they
happen.
had called the movie Tyrannosaurus versus Gorilla,
No one would give
guarantee
a
you
fuck.
wouldn't have
Who gives a shit?
nobody would have $155 million in that budget, but because it's called Godzilla vs. Kong, it absolutely got $155 million for a budget. So that's the point, and they're using it and they're doing it very well, but that's why it's astonishing how good Toriko has done, because even with pre-existing hype, it still can't compare. Even though Record of Ragnarok does
It
hype
can't.
so
Nothing will
well.
get me excited again. Nothing will
No.
get me excited again.
I want to
I
talk.
know.
I want to mention Dragon Ball again, because we know how Dragon Ball is like revolutionary when it comes to battle shonen. You know, the beam clashes, the super speed,
Yeah.
All the big dumb anime bullshit that you know and love comes
Yeah.
from Dragon Ball.
and like crushing the environment by just powering up. And I'm like, I would love to live in a reality where Toriko was revolutionary in regards to hype. where other series could do what Toriko did, like, oh, you sense that I killed you like 500 times in a second or stuff like that, or stopping like the rotation of a planet.
Shit like that.
I
Like,
wish it
I
was about,
imagined you dying, so it happened.
Yeah. But the
I
only
imagined you being damaged so fucking hard that it became real.
Toriko.
We got a Shaman King reboot that has been absolute fire.
I gotta
and
watch
we also
that.
got,
I'll watch that after Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. We got a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know, technically, to the 2003 anime was not bad, but the Brotherhood is far better. And we finally got Bleach, the final season.
Which
so
is coming out at
just
some point,
just because Toriko had a terrible anime adaptation, we will never say never, and one day we will hope for Toriko to be revived.
One day,
because that
perhaps.
will bring the hype.
Like,
And I will say that does need, for certain scenes, what it needs is great OST, and it needs really good animation. Not so much on the characters, like the models need to be good, like Arc of Ragnarok, but the animation needs to be, the environment needs to feel alive.
Everything needs to be interacting with each other.
Yes, it really does need that. Even if it's not like Demon Slayer level animation, everything still needs to be moving.
Do you think like One Punch Man Season 1 animation would be fucking amazing for Toriko? Because I feel like it would.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd be fine with even like JJK or anything like that. Like, I don't need the top tier. We just need some A1 Picture 7 Deadly Sins Season 1 would have been good enough. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Dragon Ball Super Broly level animation for the entirety of Toriko, but I know that's unrealistic. So the fact of the matter is, yeah.
It's so
if we get anything.
It's so funny how you guys mentioned Demon Slayer into the conversation when Toriko had an OVA animated by Ufotable. Once they're done with Demon Slayer, they should go back to Toriko and reboot the whole thing.
Listen, Demon Slayer's finished. They gotta finish Demon Slayer. Fuck Fate. Do Toriko.
No shit, eh?
Like
Fate's not nearly as good. Most things aren't as good as Toriko. Let's just be frank here.
Toriko was clearly influenced by Dragon Ball Z.
Like, even with the anime, why the fuck is this series not as popular as it should be? I don't. Well, I mean, the
mangaka did. The mangaka went to prison for a couple of years for
every once in a while when you bring up Toriko to other people, they're like, oh, isn't that the one series where the mangaka went to prison for, you know?
But so did Kenshin. That happened.
Yeah, I think that ruined Kenshin for some other people too. I think I've seen some people where it's like, I can't fucking read Kenshin anymore because I know what the author did.
You know what? King of Lightning actually brought that up, and he didn't actually put a nay or say, but he still owns a lot of the volumes of Toriko and Kenshin and stuff. And he even said, he goes, here's the thing, and he made a whole video about this. He goes, do you separate the art from the author? That's just a fundamental question. And if you can't, that's fine, because I know a guy, for example, I asked him one time because he had a similar argument about that. It was about movies. And I said, okay, let's say your favorite movie of all time was Die Hard. And he said, yeah, okay, sure. And I said, and you love that movie? Yes. You love Bruce Willis? Yes. You love Alan Rickman? Yes. I'm like, and you find out that Bruce Willis does something like, because he told me he could never watch a Tom Cruise movie because he thinks Tom Cruise is an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
Tom
whatever.
Cruise is an idiot because of Scientology.
Yeah, exactly. But I still really like Tom Cruise, and I like all his movies, like me personally. So I was arguing this, and I said, okay, he's our favorite movie, Bruce Willis. And I said, okay. So all of a sudden, Bruce Willis comes out, and he pulls a Mel Gibson. He says something bad about Jewish people or whatever, right? And I said, and you don't like him as an actor, or you don't like him as a person anymore. Now, do you still watch Die Hard? He said, no. I said, so your favorite movie of all time that you watch every Christmas, because apparently Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, allegedly, because it takes place on Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, so is Jerry Maguire by that logic. But anyways, point is that it's like, okay, so now your favorite movie of all time, you never want to watch again. He goes, right. And I said, you don't see how that sounds fucking stupid? Like, okay, because now you're not separating, he's an actor doing an acting. You're not watching it for
I
Bruce
guess
Willis
for
being
some
Bruce
people,
Willis.
just like
You're
when you see Bruce Willis's face, that's all you can think about. Like, it's weird going back and watching movies that have O.J. Simpson in them, isn't it? It's fucking strange.
Sure. And some people can't get over that, and that's what King Lightning was saying. Is like, I'm not telling you what way to do it. I'm just saying that, like, you need to look at it at that face value. If you can't separate the art, because Kenshin and Toriko is not promoting that type of thing.
No, the fuck it is not.
At all. So we fundamentally know that there was zero influence based on his personal preference or whatever, and it's sort of like, okay, that's so you need to be able to separate it. Like tomorrow, okay, so George Lucas comes out of something. Everybody gonna boycott Star Wars? Tolkien is found out to be fucking something else. Everybody gonna boycott Lord of the Rings?
Well,
Like, where
Tolkien
does it end?
was around in like the 30s, so I think most people are like, whatever, if Tolkien didn't like black people or something. We expected that.
Right. Yeah, and sure enough, but like that's the problem with today's cancel culture is that, and that was evolving back 10 years ago, is this is part of the problem, and I think it's part of the reason why Toriko isn't getting the love that it should have was because that part and parcel anyway, it was a factor. And I've just always been able to separate, and I'm going to own the whole fucking series. What am I going to do tomorrow if Oda's found out to be a pedophile? Throw away hundreds of dollars worth of One Piece volumes? No. I bought that. So I don't know. Some people can
I just
separate
saw
it,
someone
some
do a
can't.
suggestion to do Toriko arc reviews. I don't know if I can do arc reviews, because for Toriko, this series is so fucking good, but I don't think I can do deep analysis, because if I did an arc review, it would be me for 1 minute saying this is so fucking ridiculously hype and exciting. Later, that would be the arc review.
Technically, the arcs are also, some arcs are only 3 chapters.
Yeah, some arcs
because
are really fucking short.
Pretty much.
one of the they built the arcs based on the food. So every single time they're going after a new ingredient, that's an arc. So when they went after the BB corn for like 4 chapters, that's the BB corn arc. So like there are like I think 61 arcs in Toriko technically.
Holy shit.
It's dumb. Well, and you've read over 30 of them and you didn't know it.
You're right, I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, like so it's a bit of a problem, right?
Yeah, a little
But
bit,
yeah.
I guess.
Like I said,
I suppose.
Toriko was influenced by Dragon Ball Z in regards to like the typical hype that other battle shonen do, but Toriko also elevated that hype to a new level, and I think other manga should try to emulate Toriko.
If I ever did like a serialized thing, I've had this fucking comic idea since like 8th grade. It's kind of like a Hellboy-esque thing. That's always been a concept because I've never had the talent to make it real. Talent, dedication, patience, neither of those things to make it a real thing.
All the requirements.
Yeah, all the requirements. So I can't do it, basically. It's an idea, but I can't make it real. I would want to make it so fucking ridiculous. Like, not necessarily feet, but like I would want to do narration and shit. And like set up for scenes and narrate it in such a way where it's like this is like edge of your seat hype shit.
And that's what Toriko's all about, man, and that's why I was urging you to read it.
I was literally
Because I mean,
what?
Oh, I was just saying that Misc is like that's why I urged him to read it, because I knew that, especially when you got to the cooking festival, I knew if you could get that far, you'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, and holy shit. I mean, that was this afternoon. I was gonna eat lunch. Listen, lunch got pushed back by like an hour because I couldn't stop reading.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
This is why when Misc said, when he praised the scene with Zeus, like transforming into his Adamant's form, and he was talking about how, they just instinctively knew that they were gonna die and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, Misc, you gotta read Toriko because it has so many things in it that make that feat from Zeus look like garbage.
It looks like fucking child's play.
Yeah. Toriko masters that kind of hype to a T.
Yeah, it's so good though. It's just so good. And once again, we can sit here and compare, but at the end of the day, like, we all know that Toriko is the hype king when it comes to manga.
Nothing compares
It
to
just is.
No.
Regardless of other things, regardless whether you put it on a top 10 list, regardless if you put it on your favorites list or whatever, I don't think it can ever be denied that it is the king of hype of all manga. And once again, not to toot my own horn, but I read over 200 fucking manga, and I'm telling you, nothing compares to it
Did you
before or
say
since.
earlier Toriko's in your top 5?
Yeah, it is.
Is this one of your 10 out of 10 series?
Yep.
I had a feeling it was. What are your other top 5 10 out of 10 series? Or is that a secret until the one day you do your video?
I'll give you one more, Shaman King.
Oh, right, I think you did mention that. And I'm guessing
Yeah.
Bleach.
Yeah, but though I will say that is there, and I did, when I was writing up my synopsis for it, or whatever, for my reasoning, I did say that though I recognize that this is not a 10 out of 10 series, it's just there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of just biased love for it, that I
It's
push
like,
it there.
for me, it's a 10 out of 10. But it has
Yeah.
problems, so I can't reasonably put it above all this other stuff that doesn't have those problems.
Right, exactly. Like once again, when we were talking before in Tenryuu, we were all saying that, like, unbiasedly, you'd have to say Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, even, like, and they are fantastic, but are they your favorites? So when I say my top 5 manga, I mean both critically, but also it's more my top 5 manga because they're my favorites. So I
Yeah.
just want to make that
Yeah.
distinction. So
Sometimes I separate
Yeah.
stuff based on individual stories and like overall franchise. Like for example, you could say that Fullmetal Alchemist is a better story than Bleach, but do you think it's a better franchise than Bleach? Because Fullmetal Alchemist isn't really that big of a franchise.
Yeah, like,
compared
it's
to
just
something
a story. It's like...
or like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's another good example. Individually speaking, like if we were to call the manga, maybe it's not one of the best things ever.
But
But
the
in terms
franchise...
of like franchise, yeah, like it's one of my favorites ever. Or something like Digimon. It's not objectively the greatest thing ever, but it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's stuff like that.
there you go.
Uh,
So I mean, they're different. Oh, I do actually still have my top 30 list. I wonder what was on it. I'm just gonna read. Oh yeah, Bleach was there.
yeah, there you go.
Bleach, Shaman King, One Piece. Oh, I put Kenshin in my top 5. I
Rurouni
put
Kenshin.
Yeah, I put that in my top 5 because that shit was fucking phenomenal. And once again, just like Dragon Ball Z, it was the godfather to most things. So, like, I mean, remember the I think it was not Kubo, but it was Oda and fucking the dude who wrote, I think it was Togashi, or anyway, 2 of the 3 assistants who were on Kenshin went on to like make One Piece and Hunter x Hunter or Fairy Tail or something like that.
That's
like,
very impressive.
Yeah, this dude mentored like the creator of One Piece. So
Wow,
I mean,
that's fucking
you know,
weird.
so.
Fujimoto's doing that now, because he's had like 2 of his editors have gone off and have done. One's finished their own series, one started another one. That's pretty neat. By the way,
I'm trying.
2 off-topic things. First off,
Mm-hmm.
Cool Guy Neo of our server. I think he's mentioned that Bleach is his favorite series, so I thought you would just like to know that, Griever.
Oh, very nice. Very nice to know.
And no Hunter x Hunter spoilers here, but Tenryuu, I saw the dumbest fucking thing on Twitter today, as I do every day. Like, every day I see the dumbest shit ever on Twitter. This person says that the I'm in Hell scene from the Ninja War in Naruto is apparently better than Gon's big scene from the Chimera Ant arc. And I said, every day Naruto fans make me feel less and less inclined to read their series.
No shit.
I mean, don't. The thing is that because Naruto is so popular, there's always gonna be like a lot of toxic fans, just like in My Hero Academia.
I mean,
for
this
example,
isn't even
because it's so
toxicity, this
popular.
is just being stupid.
Like, look, the Naruto scene is not done horribly, but it's not better than Gon's scene. Because Gon had a lot more build up and it makes more sense, honestly. So I'm just gonna say that. Like, people should not underestimate Hunter x Hunter. That's a really, really top tier series.
It is, even if Griever doesn't like it. It's pretty good. It's really good.
No, I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out where my bottom 30 I'm gonna take out for Tokyo Ghoul, though.
What are the contenders?
I'm thinking I might take away W Change.
I don't know what that is, so okay, you do that.
It's only 33 chapters,
Yeah.
that's the series. It was
But
really short,
well,
but I
for it to be in
really
your top 30 with only 33 chapters, which means it's really good.
like one of the only downsides is because it's too short. I felt like they could have done it. It was very delinquent mafia high school. The art was great. I just, but as I said, really, can I really stack the 100 chapters of Tokyo Ghoul I've read with great storytelling on the same level and everything as W Change? It's like, can I? No. So yeah, I think I might have to take away W Change out of all of them,
Well,
because some of them, of course, are here based on nostalgia, and they will be. And I'm not going to take those away. Like the Pokemon Adventures manga has to stay. Inuyasha has to stay. Actually, Sumatsu no Valkyrie's on here too.
hey.
Yeah, I think Record of Ragnarok is definitely in my top 10 because I just have so much fun discussing it and thinking about it and just reading it.
It's interesting that Record of Ragnarok's not just really good for like hype. It's actually really good for having discussions about.
Yes.
It really is. Actually, it's number 15 on my current list. Once again, this list, the reason I haven't made it yet is because it's always fluctuating.
Yeah.
I try to separate it. That's why I made a top 30. I try to separate it in 3 tiers: 21 to 30, 11 to 20, and then the real top 10. And even though their numbers change, I try to be consistent with those 10 in each section. So, though Valkyrie, I love Valkyrie. I think it's great. Or Record Ragnarok, whatever. I had it at the bottom of my top 10 for a while, and then I went, no, it's not really there. It's not really there in comparison. It's not there yet. And one day it might be, because it's still ongoing. A lot of these series, actually, in my top 10, every single one of them is completed except for one.
One Piece.
So, oh no, sorry, 2. You're right, 2. One Piece and Akatsuki no Yona. It's the only shoujo in the top 10, actually. It's the only shoujo in the top 10. Is there a shoujo in... There is a shoujo in the 11. There's 2 shoujos in 11 to 20, and there's 2 more in the... Yeah, but it's the only shoujo in the top 10.
Tell me, Griever, is your top 10 composed all of your 10 out of 10 series?
No, definitely not. I don't have 10 out of 10 series. I think I've got, like, that I would actually give a 10 out of 10. Like,
is your top
once
5
again,
all 10 out of 10s?
Yes.
Okay.
My top...
So that's how small the number of 10 out of 10s is.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, Full Metal Alchemist, for example, is number 17.
But it's a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10 series. So, yeah. But it's just that my list is composed, as we talked about, these are my favorite mangas of all time, as my top 10. Or
it's
my top
interesting
30.
how, for a lot of people, their favorite series are not the best series they've read. I know we went over this already, but like it's like there's a difference between the quality of something and how it strikes a chord with you. Even if you like read something really good, if maybe it doesn't leave a lasting impression. Like I think all of my favorite series have left a lasting impression on me.
Exactly.
I will say one thing though, just in regards to that position of Full Metal Alchemist, is that were this not a manga list, were this an anime list, it would then we're talking, because both Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, and Death Note are not in the top 10, but they probably would be if it were anime.
What's your top 5 anime? What's your top 5 anime?
Ooh, see, I haven't made a list for that yet, but off the top of my head, let's go. Inuyasha's got to be on there. It's one of the greatest things I ever watched. It'd be Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Dragon Ball Z.
Skin,
what else?
You don't
Gundam
say.
Seed. Gundam
said
Seed.
It's his top 10 favorite, not the top 10 best. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
We
the top
discussed
10...
this earlier. It's a matter of how much you like something, not how good it is.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, we all know like there's some of the best. Once again, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, but yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood would definitely be on there. Gundam Seed, which is not, of course, on a manga list because it's not a manga. Gundam Seed would be up there. Gundam Seed's one of the best animes. It's the best Gundam series I ever watched. Vision of Escaflowne. There's a wonderful, wonderful series. It's only like 26 episodes and it's fucking amazing. It's the old magical schoolgirl dragons. You know,
The
it's,
classic
yeah.
magical schoolgirl dragons. Where can you go wrong?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a magical girl, but it was the classic like high school. It was the isekai before isekai was a term.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
She's
Isekai.
transported. She's a high school. She was transported to another world. There's another one, Monster Ranchers. Monster Rancher, for fuck's sake, that's got to be
I
up there.
remember that. I remember that series.
Yeah, there are some series that that are not on my mangas, but they would be. Once again, these are. I'm just trying to rattle off ones that aren't on my manga list right now. They're not necessarily in my top 10, but
Yeah.
like something like Digimon would probably be on there because
Tamer.
Digimon was, you know.
It's
Tamer would
funny
be up
right
there.
now in the text-to-speech channel. Griever's trying to sell, or Balder is trying to sell me on reading Made in Abyss, and he's doing a good job.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, this meme's kind of funny. He basically said the villain is top tier, and I'm like, really now? Alright then. And then he sent me a funny meme, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why. Maybe. Later, after One Piece, maybe.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is about Made in Abyss is that everybody's always talked about Made in Abyss, and I always thought it was like maiden, like a woman, Made in Abyss. I never thought it was spelled Made in Abyss.
Maybe
So,
it's a
so I've been I've been hearing that on podcasts and streams, people talking about Made in Abyss, and I thought it was literally Maiden Abyss. Not
People tell me, is the
in.
Made in Abyss anime very good also? Because I've seen like some stuff from the anime. It looks pretty good. So
Oh, Skim
maybe if the
said
anime's
why-
really good,
why
I'll
I
watch
don't-
that. I'm always listen. Reading manga is very convenient, but I still like to have some anime to watch. If the anime is
Absolutely.
exceptionally good, I'll watch that instead.
Yeah.
I honestly prefer watching anime. I'm not really like the biggest manga fan there is, but I've read plenty of them. So you would never see me make a top 30 manga list like Griever, never. But I do have like a top 10, so at least. But with
Yeah.
anime, I prefer it.
Yeah. For me now, like reading manga, I'm like, this is so much fucking easier. This is so convenient. As opposed to watching anime. But if something's really good and it gets a good adaptation, like Demon Slayer Season 2, very hyped. Getting the Red Light District arc, oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah, do I want to see more of fucking Tengen animated.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is gonna be fucking flames if they adapt the Shichibuya incident arc.
They're going
That's
to.
what-
They're not gonna do a short season. There's not even enough to do a good one core season.
Oh, I didn't even talk about Cowboy Bebop is of course on there too.
I'm watching that
For-
right now.
For anime. Like there's another one that's not on my, of course, manga list. So that's the thing. Things change depending on the position of the list, right?
I suppose,
So.
yes.
Sometimes the
Damn,
manga
what
is
the
not.
fuck was I thinking about? Misc, you need to watch Black Lagoon. You need to read Gintama. No, I don't feel like reading Gintama. I thought you're supposed to watch Gintama.
Yeah, there's an argument for both. I haven't
feel
finished it myself.
I have only seen there are two types of people. People who think Gintama is 10 out of 10 peak fiction, and people who think it's dog shit.
It's basically, it was a bit of ahead of its time. It's sort of
It's a
like what
gag
people
manga,
think.
right?
Yeah, it's like One Punch Man, except the community doesn't believe it's a gag manga.
Ah. Wait, the
But the difference
Gintama
is
community doesn't believe it's a
No,
gag
no.
manga?
No, the Gintama community are solid because they know they're reading a
Oh,
gag manga,
okay,
even though
okay,
it can
I
have
got you.
serious moments. One Punch Man can have serious moments, and people still refuse to believe it's a parody. So,
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny to me. It seems like Sun Eater always has dogs fighting outside of this house. Where do you live, Sun Eater, where there are always dogs fighting that you have to go break up? Do you live in Puerto Rico with Koji? That feels like something Koji would have to deal with.
Oh,
But Koji's had to deal with
Skin
way
did-
more insane shit than fucking dogs fighting each other. He's had like fucking
Skin-
shootouts and
Skin-
police standoffs outside his house. There are people fucking with the generator in his building and turning off the electricity. People think Florida's
Yeah.
crazy, but Koji's little
I
chunk
can
of Puerto
vouch
Rico is
for
another
that.
fucking planet.
Skin actually said that you need to watch Code Geass,
I've heard
and
Code
actually
Geass
there's
is very
another.
good. Yeah, Skin, you
Yes,
gotta slow down with the
that's also
recommendations. I
amazing.
can only watch and read so much.
Listen.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
hmm
absolutely.
Made in Abyss.
Yeah, someone recommended it. Don't spoil me on things, but
I won't.
I've heard it's very good, so I'll probably check it out at some point. Should I read the manga or watch the anime?
Read the manga.
Well, I feel like that's gonna be the universal
okay,
answer.
hold on.
Spoiler.
All right, you might want to watch the anime.
Is it good?
depends.
Like, is it exceptionally good?
No, I'd say it's like pick your poison because the art style is good, but then the anime's art style is also pretty good.
I see.
Like the art style of the manga feels so warm.
Really, that's interesting. That's a new one. I don't think I've heard that one before.
Well, it's like
Mm.
it's borderline unique because you don't see this kind of art style anywhere else.
Fascinating.
Spoiler alert on Made in Abyss. I haven't seen it.
Ah.
Nah, I haven't watched it or read it either.
Well,
but I already
perhaps
got it.
I will be
gotta
the first of us to check it out.
probably do because I still gotta read Fruits Basket. So
Yeah, per Clover's recommendation. And you gotta finish Tokyo Ghoul and read Re first.
and read Re, and then read Berserk, and then oh my god,
Which
and then
you
probably
read,
try for the fifth.
honestly, now that I've thought about it more, read Berserk off stream. As entertaining as
I'll
it may
get to it
be,
quicker.
you are gonna be doing Berserk for years if you do it on stream.
Yeah, so no, I'm not doing that.
Like
And I think actually after like where Tokyo Ghoul has its darker sides and stuff like that, I think I'd like to read a more like lighthearted, not necessarily lighthearted, but maybe something action packed, but just not as fucking dark. And Berserk is darker than Tokyo Ghoul from what I know. So
Is Hell's Paradise more? No, I don't think it's more dark than Tokyo Ghoul. But it's another like kind of violent, gory series. But
I would do. I think I'm still thinking about doing Hunter x Hunter only for the sole reason because I've tried and failed to read it so many times
listen,
that maybe if I was
Griever,
committed on a
I have
stream.
seen so many comparison stills between the anime and the manga. Just watch the fucking anime.
Fair
honestly,
enough, it'd probably
like,
make
for-
me happier.
Like, fuck the, oh, I need to judge this based on the source material. Just watch whichever version is more enjoyable.
Yeah, as long as it's
I
faithful.
can agree with that.
Like, for example, look, I love Hunter x Hunter, but I prefer the anime so much more over the manga. I don't always have to prefer the source material. Like, for example, Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm pretty sure I will enjoy the anime a lot more because the actual content of the manga is good, but just the format isn't that entertaining because the artwork isn't really that appealing. But I'm pretty sure that the anime of Yu Yu Hakusho is fucking amazing.
Skin, the
So-
Misc Gaming channel is this channel. If I do gaming, it's gonna be on here. You know, you understand Misc content stands for miscellaneous content, and that I'll do whatever on
Yes.
here, in theory.
It's everything.
It could be anything. I could talk about anything, even though I generally stay away from politics, despite initially considering doing it. Well, fuck that. We're not doing that on here. But gaming? Sure. Manga and anime? Yeah. Damn, there's not really much else. Fuck. Well, yeah, there you go. Anime, manga, gaming.
Minions of
We may add
19
gaming to the
year old.
mix. I'm not gonna do we're not gonna do D&D games on here. I don't have the confidence for that. We decided that people would fucking yell at me in the comments for allowing cinematic stuff to happen. And not having read
God.
through all the rule books. Listen,
Yeah, and there's
I
so
have
many.
never completed any of the D&D rule books. I've like skimmed through them and I'm like, alright, I have a general grasp of how things work. and we're golden.
Let's freaking go.
Cooking with Misc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cooking. No, that's gotta wait. Unless I can find a way to do it without revealing my face. I'd need like a whole fucking setup. I would need shit set up for like a bird's eye view so you can't see my face. You can only see my hands.
I still have all the recordings for cooking a roast beef dinner from top to bottom, and then making a curry. I believe I made a curry or something, and I still have yet to. I just need to make the second part, which is me explaining it, because I didn't try to talk during the video. You know, I just did the whole. So I really have to do that.
Skin, you ask why Griever hasn't been able to read through Hunter x Hunter. Because he doesn't like Gon. That's the big reason.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Misc, we need that Black Widow movie review. Okay, Black Widow movie review. I haven't seen it and I don't care. There you go. There's my Black Widow movie review.
I might watch it, but I probably won't review it.
I've heard it's okay.
Yeah,
I guess I could do movie reviews, maybe. I feel like my style of doing movie reviews would be kind of boring because it'd be the same shit.
Senator said dancing with Misc sounds nice.
Oh,
but once again, you could wear a mask.
I could wear. We're gonna do a printout of my avatar and just put that over my face.
There you go. Or no. Here's what you do. You put on a Detroit Red Wings hockey mask and you say, "Here, this is better than the one in Tokyo Ghoul."
Yeah.
Just for the kid.
Shit.
Skin said, "What's wrong with Gon?" Never mind, Skin. Never mind. There's a lot wrong.
Don't you worry your little head about that. He finds him boring.
No.
He doesn't like it. There you go. He doesn't like Gon. Just fucking deal with it. I think Gon's okay. Like, he's fucking serviceable as a main character, and then he has his moments. The reasons I like Hunter x Hunter are not because of Gon, for the most part.
No, and the reason I kept reading it because I did find Nen interesting. I like who's the one who has the chain?
Kurapika. Or Kurapika.
Yeah. Great story, great character, great backstory and stuff. The dude with the glasses, cool. Killua, cool.
Leorio, criminally underused. Should have appeared way more in the series.
Absolutely.
All those Phantom dudes and shit. Like everybody was pretty fucking cool. It's following this fucking little bad excuse for a main character. It bothered me.
He doesn't like him. There you go, Skin.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Sometimes you just don't vibe with a character.
And the problem is, if you're following a character, at least as far as I'm concerned, when you're following a main character, no matter how good the world around him is, if you don't like the main character, it's kind of hard to keep reading.
Yeah.
Because most of it is through their eyes and their experience. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about his opinion or his attitude towards anything. I like everybody else, but all you're getting is their reaction because that's who you're following. So
I care about Gon and Chimera Ant because I want to see what he'll do after certain things happen. But that's not an excuse for the rest of the series. At the very least, Kurapika is the main character for like a whole major arc instead of Gon. Like Gon just shows up every once in a while.
That was one of my biggest problems with the Tower of God anime. Like, Bomb is just such a fucking boring protagonist. Everyone else is more interesting than him.
It's true, which is weird because he gets developed to shit later on, from what I understand, because they do a time skip.
Yeah, people always use that excuse, but I'm like, he should be at least interesting before his big development. Like, for example, with Vinland Saga, people complain about Thorfinn a lot, who's the protagonist, but I'm like, he was still interesting enough for me to want to see where his journey was going before his big development.
Sunny Gram says reading with Misc. What do you think the Jujutsu reactions are? I'm reading.
That's true, too.
That's me reading. That's reading with Misc. We just haven't gotten it in a fucking month. Oh my god, it's gonna be like a month tomorrow. We're still not getting it back for July. Oh god. Oh, Jesus. You feel, Skin, you feel like Hisoka should be the protagonist of... I feel like Hisoka... Some characters are not meant to be the main character. Hisoka is one of those. I'm gonna say, because I know you don't give a shit, Griever, Kurapika is basically the main character more than once.
Well, and the problem is that it took me over 100 chapters to get that far, and then by that time I had dropped it.
You should
because
just,
I didn't
just
give.
watch the anime. Just watch the anime on Netflix.
Like, I don't get it. Griever, if you don't like Hunter x Hunter, you don't have to keep reading it. Don't force yourself to enjoy something you just don't enjoy.
No, it's not about forcing myself. It's because everybody's gonna say like it's just like with Naruto, and I managed to get through that, and that was 700 chapters. I'm good, but it's just like you got to like you can't say something sucks until you've read it. I'm not gonna take your opinion. If you say Star Wars is terrible and you've never seen a Star Wars movie, your opinion doesn't count. Opinions can be opinions, but there are such a thing as valid and invalid opinions. So I can't tell anybody Hunter x Hunter is not an S tier manga until I've read it. You know, so I have to read it as a whole. I
Yeah.
can say right now, based on 100 chapters, here's what I like and don't like. For example, I don't like Gon. I do like the other characters and the other shit going on. And apparently Greed Island's not that good, and I stopped. They just entered the virtual world or whatever, and they.
Well,
the
you know
Yu-Gi-Oh!
what? Actually,
virtual
it
filler.
varies because some people like Greed Island. Greed Island's one of those things where like a lot of people are like meh, whatever. But then there's also, it has a cult following. There's a group of people that will attest to how good Greed Island is. Like Neve likes Greed Island. Some people.
And I mean, maybe I would
Island's
like
actually
it.
good.
Maybe I would like it if I wasn't so bored at that point of Hunter x Hunter. At that point, I just got so bored with the long amounts of dialogue about a character that I just don't give a shit about. And then I was like, all right, well, I think, and then I just dropped off, and I think it was that time we got a double chapter of Record of Ragnarok again, and I was like, well, I'm busy. And then and One Punch Man dropped the same time, and it was just like, well, fuck. And then I never picked it back up again. It wasn't a conscious decision to drop it.
Band
you know?
is here. Hi, Band.
Oh, hey, Ben.
May, I'm reading Toriko now. I hadn't read it before, but I'm reading it now. Well, not actively at the moment, but relative to right now. Oh, and Fuse is here too. Hello, Fuse.
How's everyone doing?
Band.
Pretty good.
What's up?
We were discussing why I don't like Hunter x Hunter, mostly.
Oh boy.
Band, why do you
boy.
like Hunter x Hunter?
Good question. Let me try to remember. It's actually been a minute.
That's a vote of confidence, people.
Well,
Why
I
do
need
you
to
like
remember.
the series?
Well, no, he's just thinking. He has to think of like, for me, sometimes when you ask why do you like something, and I have to think of specific reasons because I'm trying to be compelling.
That's basically it.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
yeah, that's
he's trying
true,
to
too.
think of a detailed list. He's trying to be kind of in depth.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
one thing I personally liked Hunter x Hunter. One reason is that I enjoyed the art, despite what people say about it. I really do like the art.
Really?
And I like Togashi's fight choreography as well.
Okay, I
That's
will
something
say
I like.
whatever you say about the actual art, the fight choreography is fantastic.
Indeed, it is
Yeah.
top notch.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. Absolutely. And we saw that with Yu Yu Hakusho though.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I would argue that his fight choreography was a lot better in Hunter x Hunter compared to manga-wise. It's a lot better in Hunter x Hunter compared to Yu Yu Hakusho. Because
Yeah.
I like rereading well, not really rereading it, but looking at certain volumes that I have for fight reference, looking at the Hunter x Hunter volumes and looking at the Yu Yu Hakusho volumes, Yu Yu Hakusho feels a little bit more stiff. Like, I don't know the right word to say, but it's not as like fluid as it looked in like Hunter x Hunter.
Which fair enough, but remember we all know that artists get better over time.
Oh yeah,
So-
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably part of it. But yeah, and that's one of the funny things that when people tell me, "Oh, Hunter x Hunter, you got to read Hunter x Hunter," I'm like, I already read a Togashi series. It's called Yu Yu, and it's better. I was just like, nobody likes that for some reason. I'm like, I'm sorry.
May says Toriko isn't bad per se. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's fucking fantastic for what it does. It's excellent at what it does. Also, Bulgarian
Yeah.
is here. Hello.
Like,
Oh, nice.
honestly, if I was to compare Hunter x Hunter with Toriko, I would say Hunter x Hunter is the better series, but Toriko is more fun. That's the
Toriko is
difference.
much more fun.
Like
Yeah,
Hunter x Hunter
absolutely.
was really at points.
Listen, Hunter x Hunter is. This is what I'm talking about when I say Toriko is not like an amazingly written series, but it's exceptionally entertaining. Hunter x Hunter
Except-
is what I mean when I talk about that. Because Hunter x Hunter has outstanding writing. Like, probably the standout of Hunter x Hunter is the writing. It's weird that it's a battle shonen, but it never feels like the battles are actually the focus of it.
Nope.
It always feels like the characters are the focus of it. Let's see. Skin says, Greed Island gets way too much hate. It really isn't bad. I think the reason it gets so much hate is it's like the middle child between the two best arcs in Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, quite possibly. Well, two of. I wouldn't say the top two. Oh god, is York New better than the chairman election arc? I'm not
Yes.
sure. I guess it is, yeah.
York needs
As,
Wait, Griever,
as
how much of
fun
Hunter-
as the chairman election arc was.
Griever, how much of Hunter x Hunter did you check out? If you,
I think he
had-
said he
have
read
checked
up
out?
to like the start of Greed Island.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And he was just bored by the time he got there.
Which is perfectly fine. I mean, what is entertaining to one person doesn't have to be entertaining to someone else.
Oh yeah,
So-
definitely, dude.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
by the way, I skipped the entire Adam fight just to watch the Kojiro fight in Record of Ragnarok.
Oh,
In the anime,
I
really? Because you
Yeah.
heard it was
I
bad?
was- Dude, I watched the build up. I did, but then I was like, you know what? I heard the Kojiro fight's better, and I just watched that one. I enjoyed
Listen,
it, and I do not
you know what
regret my
sucks?
decision.
You know what hurts like a motherfucker?
hmm
The best and worst animation of the anime is in the same episode.
That,
It's in the same scene, as a
but the
matter of fact.
Kojiro fight, so
Kojiro
I
fight
mean,
was good, yeah.
I still wish there was a little more fluidity and not like
I
the same
do
fucking stills
too.
over and over again.
I
But
wish.
I
But
still
it was
enjoyed
better than the other two.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, like, fucking True God's Right versus Eyes of the Lord is actually well animated. And then they fuck up the end of the fight.
The
No,
only
actually,
thing I
fuck
didn't
up
like-
is an understatement. They fucking butchered the end of the fight. Which
There's one thing I
sucks,
didn't like.
because everything that led up to it was not bad, actually.
Fun fact, I haven't gotten past episode 2 of Record of Ragnarok.
I don't blame you, man.
Episode
I kind
2
of had
is
to
so
force
fucking
myself.
boring, because it's the Thor backstory. It's so slow.
Dude, I had to force myself pretty much.
I literally haven't gotten past episode 2. I can't do it. I just don't have the motivation. I read
like-
the manga and then I go to the anime and I'm like, I just can't do it. I
There's
can't
no-
stand to see my story being ruined like this.
Well, I wouldn't say
There's
it's
no
ruined,
point.
it's just the adaptation is so inferior to the manga.
Exactly. So what's the point?
Here's the thing.
Not-
I think it is sort of ruined. I think maybe like, cause like the Thor Lubu fight, kind of fucking boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, because that's
Adam's
just the
fight,
Thor
I need to
versus
watch.
Lubu fight overall.
Yeah, but like you have
Oh
to
wait,
make like the
Fuse!
new
I forget.
impacts
Are
cool.
you an anime only?
No.
Okay, I forgot if you actually had read the manga or not. I think
I
I
think-
it's weird. I encountered a couple anime onlys in my comments.
But the thing that carried the Sasuke fight was like it was never the fight. It's like the backstory he had. I forgot how good it was.
Ah, yes, Kojiro's backstory is excellent. It's
Absolutely.
so
I
good.
fucking loved it, man. I loved
I
all of
love
it. I
Kojiro's
skipped
backstory.
I skipped the part with him and yeah, because like I'm telling you, man, the fact that this anime is boring enough to make me skip parts of it, I'm telling you, man, it's not great. But like I skipped the whole Musashi part, but the other parts, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's not good that a fucking anime makes me want to skip half of it. Okay, that already means it's kind of bad,
Yeah.
or at least not good enough for me to want to view, right? So.
Ah, man.
By the way, Fuse, you realize you're still streaming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure you were doing that intentionally.
damn, double screen.
Bulgarian Man says, have you read Tokyo Duel? It's like Kengan and Baki had a child. I have not read it, but I've heard of it. I know Shrift. I think Shrift is doing reviews. He's at least promoting the manga. Maybe
Dude,
I'll check it out
Baki-
someday. I'll probably wait for there to be more
Baki's
chapters.
fucking hilarious.
What is?
Baki.
Oh
I
yeah,
fucking love
Baki's
it.
so dumb. Like, Baki is like the dumbest fighting manga. And I mean that as a term of endearment. It's so stupid.
It's a good thing.
It's so fucking dumb in a good way.
It's like the Godzilla movies, like half of them. They're stupid, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah, like they're stupid as shit. Like the dumbest shit happens in Baki.
Half of it just makes no fucking sense. And I love it.
My bones let me punch faster than sound.
Oh
What?
yeah, dude, the fucking guy
What?
who could palm the wall, right, and then just have it fucking explode. Shit was fucking.
We're
hilarious.
going. Listen, guys, for this arc, everyone's gonna try fighting a caveman.
Oh, dude.
Fuck.
We're all
Dude,
gonna see who
fucking-
can. We're all gonna see if we can beat this caveman.
Yeah.
I heard that there was a feat where Yujiro Hama stopped an earthquake with like a punch or something.
Yes, that
Yes,
apparently happened
yes,
in
he
the old
did.
anime. So that was apparently like early Baki, where an earthquake starts happening. So he just he's like, "Fuck off! This is not the
Like-
time." So he punches the ground and it stops.
One of the characters eats 100,000 calories a day,
Well, so he's a Toriko character.
and so he eats 100,000 calories a day, but he's got like fucking zero body fat
Is that
because
Jack?
he.
Does Jack?
No, it's Oliva. It's Oliva, and
Oh
he
my
fucking.
god, Oliva eats 100,000 calories a
Yes,
day.
and apparently,
Jesus.
apparently he's so shredded just because the amount of fucking energy it takes for him to condense his muscles. He's
Jesus
constantly
Christ.
squeezing his muscles down the entire time.
Oh,
And you know how
Baki
tall he
so
is?
dumb.
I'm pretty sure he's like either 5'11" or 5'9". And
Oh,
he weighs
God.
like I
No,
don't
you know
remember.
what? Baki versus Yujiro is a fantastic fight, though. Like, not even just per Baki standards, I think it's just overall really good. Like, it has all the dumb Baki shit, but it's utilized in such a way that's fantastic.
But dude, fucking Spec when he shot himself in the
he
fucking
shoots
mouth.
himself in the mouth.
And then he just spits the bullets out on his other side of his cheek. It's fucking hilarious. It makes no fucking sense.
Oh my god.
Didn't Spec
Dude.
fight the Statue of Liberty? Like, he fucking punched the Statue of Liberty a bunch of times.
I haven't gotten to that part yet. I got to the part where fucking Baki beat the shit out of a certain simp.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah. No, okay, I think
yeah.
what I'm describing happens before that.
The Statue of Liberty thing probably happens after. If Spec even comes after, I don't think I've seen that. Is Baki Duo part of the?
Baki Do takes place after the Yujiro fight. So, the author, I think his name is Itagaki, was like, how do we come up with a new busted guy for everyone to fight? I know, how about we resurrect Miyamoto Musashi?
Oh,
my
God.
god.
I forgot they did
It's
that shit.
so dumb.
So Baki Duo is after the main conflict. as well.
Yeah, so it's like, we need to find shit for Baki to do, and we need Yujiro to do something. So Yujiro does something during that. Do we care? Does anyone care about Baki spoilers? Does anyone give a shit?
Dude, I don't
Nah,
know.
not really, dude.
I haven't really read or watched much of Baki, honestly.
There's no
So-
dude.
So,
There's nothing to spoil about Baki. Like, there's nothing actually to actually spoil besides like maybe the first part when Baki first starts off. Then it just goes off the rails.
yeah, then it's just, oh yeah, a bunch of people fight each other and insane shit happens. So, Yujiro goes and fights Musashi because he finds out that Musashi's around, and he's like, holy shit, I obviously have to fight Miyamoto Musashi. He's the best swordsman ever. I have to fight him. So here's the problem. Itagaki is an insane Japanese nationalist. Like, he's insane. This is why, you know how people talk about fucking Chinese martial artists being jobbers in manga? Baki. The entire Raitai tournament. is just
Oh.
everyone being like, man, Chinese martial artists fucking suck.
Dude, it was that right tournament was fucking hilarious. At least they
Chinese-
gave,
But anyway,
listen,
so
at least they
here's
gave us
here's the
Retsu,
deal.
man.
Yujiro doesn't lose. It's impossible for Yujiro to lose because that's the rule of the Baki universe. Is Yujiro Hanma's the strongest creature on Earth? Nobody can beat him. In the same vein, Miyamoto Musashi is a national hero of Japan. So Itagaki can't have him get beaten by most characters. And if he does, it's because he wasn't fighting to kill them. So what happens when the Yujiro Hanma who can't lose fights Miyamoto Musashi who can't lose? Do you know what happens? It gets interrupted before we can have a winner. By fucking Motobe, who decides he needs to protect Yujiro from Musashi. And Motobe is, I think, the only guy who beats Musashi. I understand they get rid of Musashi at some point, but it wasn't really through a fight, I think. Yeah. Motobe needs to protect Yujiro from someone. Right, yeah.
I mean, he is the only guy who uses weapons, really.
Yeah, because
Dude.
Motobe's the weapons guy. I actually fucking... it's very unfortunate. For like a month, there was this channel that did really good Baki MMVs, so I watched them, and then because, you know, you were doing MMVs on YouTube, all of his shit got taken down. But he did an MMV of the Motobe and Musashi fight, and it's really good. That's probably one of the best fights I've seen where someone's just doing dirty tricks. Where someone's just pulling out a bunch of traps and shit to try and kill someone. It's very good.
I'm having so much fun with the fucking the anime trailer that just came out, dude. I'm hyped.
People say the
it's
same
just
thing about
turned on.
Toriko and One Piece. What, the characters look a little weird? Yeah.
In terms of anime trailers, we gotta talk about Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
Lots of people
buddy
reacting to
boy!
So many
Absolutely.
people are getting into Chainsaw Man because of that trailer.
It's a good
Yeah, not
trailer, but like,
surprising.
I wonder if it's gonna look anything like that because that
I
doesn't
wonder
look
that
like
as well.
that doesn't look like anything that it doesn't look like it's
So,
something.
if it does look like that, it's Kino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think
At
it's
least
going to. That looks too trailer-esque.
I know. So here's the thing. This is a pre-made trailer. This wasn't clips from the show. They made the trailer specifically to be a trailer, but it was made by the team that's making the anime. They didn't
I have a-
outsource this to someone else.
I have a feeling that there will be like a part or two that does look like that.
There will be parts, it'll likely be the big action scenes, but it'll look more normal most of the time. It's gonna look like JJK,
Yeah.
okay? That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
It's gonna look like
Yeah.
As
JJK.
long as
So
as
still
long as
great.
it's at least Jujutsu Kaisen level animation, it's fine. People are just spoiled by Attack on Titan. That it wasn't even bad. The production values in Attack on Titan aren't even bad. It's just like the Titans are CG, which they don't look as good as like the ones from the.
Doesn't
Wit
look as
Studio.
bad as with CGI Colossal Titan.
Oh damn! Yeah, I remember that shit.
That was
That is
Yeah, but-
horrific.
yeah. I don't know, but I don't know.
Honestly, as long as Chainsaw
I-
Man looks like.
I still
Jujutsu
prefer
Kaisen,
Wit though, but yeah.
I honestly think Chainsaw Man is gonna do good. I don't think it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
it was
bad.
Grand Prix. Thank you, Real Madel. Grand Prix was the guy doing the Baki MMVs. Very unfortunate. Oh man, Ban's getting hit with these waves of fatigue. This is what happens when you're doing a comic. He's like all of his energy is being sapped from him.
Yeah.
We do a little bit of what? We do a bit of fooling around. Oh, you lost. Why did I think this was Kingdom Hearts and you were fighting Sephiroth? I'm an
No,
idiot.
I wanted to see a Baki Kengan crossover, but now that I think about it, Baki characters would smack the shit out of
Yeah,
a
they would,
Kengan
which is why I
character.
don't care for a Baki Kengan
Yeah.
crossover. Like the
Now that
power scaling of Baki is so much higher than Kengan. I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
They always equalize the series. Like
They
for
would need
example,
to
Dragon Ball
equalize
Z.
stats, as the power scalers say.
I mean, we had a crossover between One Piece, Toriko, and Dragon Ball, and they had them all at equal levels of strength. They can do the same thing for Baki and Kengan.
No, but like, I mean, they could do that, but I wouldn't want them to do that at this point because, like, I'd want them to naturally be sort of close. But when I remembered what Spec did by just swallowing fucking bullets, I was like, yeah, never
It's
mind.
fucking
Yeah, that's
so fucking
So,
That's
like, I was like,
shooting
okay,
himself
yeah, I'm
in the
done.
mouth.
Doesn't
Look, that's the
back
problem that you're never gonna have two fictional universes that are just the same level of strength. You're just not gonna have them. There's always one character that's gonna tip the tide of the battle in their favor. But
yeah.
trust me, you are never gonna find two fictional universes that are exactly equal in power. So take your poison.
Well, I'm saying with like fighting manga, like that's the closest we can get if they're like grounded enough, right? So it's like if things were touched up a little, we could have that, but like it's not, right? So I'm saying like fighting, like street brawling shit, that's as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah,
Doesn't
every
Back
time I think of a
Back-
crossover, I always think of over the top series, and I'm like, they were never gonna be on the same level of power, regardless of how much you power scale them. Like for example, I used to be well, I'm still obsessed with the idea of a Naruto and Bleach crossover, but if we were to take their powers exactly as they are, obviously Bleach would completely destroy Naruto. But obviously, in my mind, I just equalize them and just imagine all the possibilities. Because I've always been obsessed with the idea of a crossover because I like having series that are thematically close to each other. For example, I think Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man would work very well, honestly. What do you think, Misc?
They do. I thought that when I first read them, and it was weird because I was like, these series seem kind of similar, and everyone treated me like a crazy person.
It's because of devils and curses.
Okay,
right?
so in
Yes.
both settings, you have people who are able to make contracts with other beings, and the monsters are demons that are created from the thoughts and feelings of the human mind.
Yes.
Also,
Thank
the
you.
main character is a teenage boy that has a demon devil spirit thing trapped inside of his body.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Chainsaw Man is the anime with or the manga with more consequence for using the whole devil power. But Chainsaw Man is also the same one with the inner demon that's actually a friend to
Yeah,
the
but
Yeah.
she does like
Yeah,
Denji.
that-
Denji,
yeah,
show
that's
me your
such a-
dreams.
It's so weird because Chainsaw Man is darker in one aspect of the whole monster trope, but Jujutsu Kaisen's darker in the fact that the inner
Yeah.
demon's actually a bad guy.
I hope Sukuna is never redeemed. I'm just
I
gonna
never
say that
want
right.
Sukuna to be redeemed. I want him
Yeah.
to be the
Never.
final boss. I want him to.
I mean,
I want him to be
Yes.
the last big bad they fight. He has to
he
be.
will never be. He will never be redeemed.
I mean,
think.
he literally
One-
fucking murdered thousands of people in
But,
in
like,
one of the
yeah.
most recent arcs. Okay, there's
They
no
made
redeeming
that
that.
clear. They made that clear in the whole Junpei thing, where like
You're like,
he
"This
was
is not-
asking
this
for
guy's
him
not
to get
being
healed, and
redeemed."
he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. These guys are curses. They don't give a fuck."
Yeah, it's like I feel like that's a straight up reminder to the audience. Oh right, Sukuna is straight up evil. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Exactly.
He's literally evil.
I love what they did with like Hanami and like how he's like all about the nature and shit, and then the whole Jogo thing where he just wanted everybody to be human. So like they're evil, but like there's some humanity
Yeah.
to them, not
Except for
necessarily
Mahito.
good or
Mahito's
bad.
just evil.
Oh, Mahito.
Evil in
Yeah.
a somewhat reasonable way.
Now tell me,
Mahito is
guys,
kind of
who
evil.
is more evil, Mahito or Makima?
Makima.
I
Makima.
think Makima is worse because with Mahito, it was just kind of senseless destruction, and then oh yeah, I want to fuck with Yuji. With Makima, it's so fucking planned out and mechanical. The way in which she systematically improves and then ruins Denji's life.
Yeah.
It's
It's
still
much more psychological.
still one of the most mind-blowingly fucked up things I have ever read is from chapter 82. Denji, for the rest of your life, all of your happiness will be created and destroyed by me.
Yeah.
I was so happy when that happened because I'm like, yes, we have one of the greatest shonen villains in recent memory is a female. I
It's
was
a
so
woman.
happy to see that.
Girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep, all in
I
one.
didn't really care about that part at all. My main thing was when she said that fucking line like, I gave you a big brother, I gave you a little sister, and then you just watch him do what he did to fucking Power, dude.
Fuck that bitch.
No,
but
but
man,
anyway.
She's such
Denji,
a-
remember, Denji doesn't have romantic feelings for Power, though. That's the whole point of that chapter.
Yeah.
You said little sister. That's what I.
Okay. I feel like we were talking about different things here.
No, you
well, no,
were-
it was
you're on
after.
some
It was like after 81. After what happened. It's like, yeah. You had like a little sister, too. Get fucked. I
Fuck
gave you
Makima.
okay. It is so fucked up how you take someone who it's like, how do I make someone who's had an abnormal life incapable of living a normal life? Like, he's already had such a fucked up experience that for him, that's normal. So what do? That's it. I give him everything he could ever want in his life, and then I take it away. And I will do this ad infinitum as many times as I want to or need to.
I'm going through PTSD just remembering those chapters.
Oh my god. I think that was my first Chainsaw Man review that blew up, was chapter 81.
Dude, that was one of the biggest chapters of all time. We was finally revealed that Makima is the main villain of the series.
Like, you killed off the main girl of the series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Yes, this manga has balls.
I just
Big
love
nuts.
that.
And this is 2 chapters after you killed off the supporting main character. The supporting
Yes.
male character. We killed off
yeah.
our Sasuke 2 chapters ago.
Dude, I loved Aki, man.
He's the best
Yeah.
character in the manga. From an objective perspective. In terms of his
Yeah.
writing, he's the best character in the manga.
Denji, I feel like maybe they toned down Denji a little bit. Maybe like he would have been the best, but I think he went a little too far.
You know what
sometimes.
someone pointed out to me?
Oh.
You know that scene after Kishibe like picks up Denji and they're like staying in the safe house, and Denji has that like moment where he's freaking the fuck out about all those people that are like cheering for him on TV? That scene is gonna get misinterpreted and made fun of to shit when the anime gets to it.
They love me.
I just want to fuck, I just want to have tons of sex and eat like big fucking steaks for every meal. And boy, are people gonna misinterpret that scene.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because, you know, what can I say? Listen guys, I love you, but most anime fans are fucking mouth breathers.
Yeah.
yeah, because the thing is that his goal was never to be a
No,
hero. Just have a
listen.
simple life, a
It's
good
gonna
life.
be no, it's gonna be overshadowed because you're gonna have fucking. It's not gonna be on the same chapter, but the bigger meme will always be Kobeni dancing.
Okay, but that's a few episodes before. So Kobeni dancing's everyone gonna be like, oh yeah. But this, everyone's gonna be like, man, Denji, what a fucking loser. What a simp
Absolutely.
loser. You're just
He's
thirsting
always
for
been called a
coochie,
simp,
Denji.
bro. It's already doomed.
It's
He's
already,
already been
doomed. We'll
calling
never
simp
escape
during
it.
the manga
No,
thing.
you know what's gonna happen when I do my Denji character analysis? By the way, that's gonna be the next Chainsaw Man video.
Dude, I can't wait.
I'm
I
gonna
can't wait for the
I'm gonna tell you
women
where,
aren't
like, for the
shit.
text in the thumbnail, have it be not a simp.
Dude, I just can't wait for the bitches ain't shit thing, like coming
Bitches
out over
ain't-
the fucking
Listen, memes.
over.
Oh man,
Ma-
what I
but
expected
it's over
from
Makima and what was her name? The fucking bomb bitch.
Reze,
What was
but
her name?
Reze is
Yeah.
good though. Reze was brainwashed by the Russian government. She was literally
Is
a
that
state
what happened?
operative of the USSR, and then by the end she realizes, wait, I actually do want to be with Denji. Well, too
yeah.
bad,
Isn't
bitch.
she still a devil?
She is a hybrid
Or
with
she-
Denji.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
wait. Oh, she's like Denji?
Yes, which is
Yeah.
why it's perfect.
Oh, I didn't remember. I
And
thought
she's
she was
not
more like
dead
Power.
because she's a hybrid. Make it happen, Fujimoto. I will pay
I
you.
thought it was more like I thought she was Power, like because Power is like still a devil.
No. It's like if she has a trigger to transform. Otherwise, she's normal.
Yeah,
Oh.
Power is the fiend.
Power's
Rizzy
a
is
fiend. Reze is a hybrid.
Okay, I didn't remember. It's been a while.
She's a
on the-
blind devil.
Yeah, I understand. It's been a minute. Listen.
Oh my God, Sharknado!
Yeah, Sharknado.
Oh, that's
One of the
good.
best
Yeah.
chapters in Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw did a Sharknado.
Oh god. Damn, what was I just... Oh, right, yeah. Have you ever seen the picture of that guy, like, leaning in front of someone's doorway, handing them, like, hundreds of dollars? That's me. For Fujimoto. Make it happen. Have them get together. Please, I'm begging you. I will fucking pay you money. Whenever that art shows up on my Instagram, I'm immensely happy. So do it, Fujimoto. This is the only thing I give a shit about. No. But it would be nice if someone could be happy for once in this series.
Just for
Yeah.
once. Just as a treat.
Just as a smidgen. Just as a treat. Happy for, like, real, genuine, no bullshit involved happiness. No fake shit. No one dying 2 chapters later.
I
Alright?
think Denji's pretty happy right now, but
Denji, I guess Denji's happy. Oh yeah, you know what? I guess Denji is happy right now. I guess that is the good part of the end of part 1, is Denji is happy.
Yeah.
and his job is to make the new what was it?
Nayuta?
Yeah, but what's the devil name?
The control
What?
devil.
Yeah. Now he's got to make a control devil hug.
Make her a normal person. And remember, guys, the ending message of Chainsaw Man: don't let the state raise your children.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's
Absolutely.
the end message of Chainsaw Man. Don't let the state raise your children.
And for others, bitches ain't shit.
Also, why women deserve less.
Dude, I can't wait for that fucking where like people will take it too far and just go, "This is why bitches ain't shit." Like,
Eventually, what's gonna happen is once, like, the anime will be out for a bit, and then the masses, they're gonna realize, wait a second, it's just me, or almost all of the villains women.
it's like, and then people are gonna be like, you know, maybe this author's onto something.
Damn.
Like, no, wait, guys, you're going to.
Yeah, the author
Like-
is onto something. Fujimoto himself said he likes unreasonable women.
and holy shit, and a shonen manga with well-written female antagonists. Who'd have thought?
Oh my god, a majority female antagonist cast, and they're, for the most part, well written? Holy shit!
Damn, nobody could have
Damn.
seen that.
I
coming.
always forget about the last chapter information for Makima. It improves her.
And Jaku's the best written female.
Yeah, Kenjaku's the best written female villain. No, Kenjaku. Okay, we're not gonna get too into this. Kenjaku is you could probably say they're gender fluid. They can literally swap between bodies and genders.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They'll just do it.
I don't know, man. Jagan actually has that shit, and it gets kind of weird with that.
Jagan,
But yeah,
that other manga I keep seeing art for on Instagram.
and the art's good.
The
It's
art
really
is
good.
very good. I know fuck all
Bruh.
about it, other than that the art seems pretty good.
Listen, if you want
Yeah.
good art, from that author, just read Blue Lock because it's the same guy and he doesn't have the weird
it's-
shit
yeah,
in it.
Blue Lock.
We're recommending too many series to miss. Give him a break.
Skin. Stop.
Yeah, but like
Fucking.
No,
Oh wait, no,
no.
it's not Skin this time.
you don't
Never mind.
you don't have to. The thing about Blue Lock is you don't have to think about it if you read it. It's just like. It's
But I
just
don't care
normal
about
shonen
sports
shit.
manga.
Yeah.
I don't care about sports manga or anime, honestly.
I can't,
Let's see. Can I
yeah.
find this? Can I find this meme?
dude. I've been getting shonened out though. Excuse me.
Understandable. It's always good to read some seinen.
Yeah.
I feel like I finished all this signing that I've got, or at least got.
I mean, if I had to read some seinen, it would be 20th Century Boys and Vagabond, but Vagabond is on hiatus, so I don't really have the
Forever.
motivation.
It will be on
Oh, I
hiatus forever.
still need to
It's
finish
over.
Monster. I forgot. I'm not done.
That's
with
my
Monster.
third favorite manga, Monster.
Dude, Monster is so good. I haven't finished it yet
So much
because like
praise to that.
It's incredible.
Monster is so good, bro. The problem is I binged it, so and if I binge,
Oh,
there's
shit,
too many
we're over
chapters
3
for me
hours
to
now. I
finish
didn't
all
even
of it and
realize it.
binge it. So I
Yeah,
got tired
yeah.
of it. But it's so fucking good. And I
Skin says it's kind of implied that Makima is Fujimoto's ideal woman. Yeah, he basically said it in the interview.
woof, 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 woof. Am I right?
A woman knocked over his bike and laughed at him in high school, and he fucking creamed his pants. No, but he enjoyed it. He didn't hate the experience. which I'm like mildly
why am I
concerned
not
by. I'm like
surprised?
Fujimoto.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. But it's
Fujimoto
fine.
was a little down bad in college.
Dude, I don't
That's
know,
all
dude.
down bad.
My
Sounds-
least favorite women are just loud women. Like
Yes, the ones that sit at the back of the class and eat hot chip.
yes,
And
I
Sean
can't
Why?
stand. I can't fucking stand it.
Bleach has so many of those kinds of characters. So many of the girls are so loud and they just talk trash.
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but was Bleach's humor very not funny?
Yeah, you're right.
It can be a mixed bag. A lot of it is funny, but a lot of it is kind of repetitive and kind of forced. He relies on a lot of tsundere humor. There are so many tsunderes in Bleach, it's
And
ridiculous.
a lot of them are men.
And women like
Which one?
Hiyori. Hiyori's fucking annoying.
Which
She
one
talks
is that
trash.
again?
The small one, visor.
Could
Yeah,
be
the
more
small visor
specific.
girl. The blonde one.
Is that the
The
one
blonde
from
one that kept changing.
Ukitake's squad?
Yeah, she
No.
was the lieutenant.
Oh, her! Yeah, I remember those two. It's like, what's the deal with these two characters? They argue all the time. Is that it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, those two existed. I forgot they
Those two
existed.
existed. It's one of those where it's like, what do? They fucking hate each other. Great.
Yeah,
I
Yaki
recall
is
the
the
humor
ultimate
being much
tsundere,
funnier
dude.
in the manga than it was in the anime.
I think the humor is funnier in the anime because of the omakes, like the Aranka
Oh,
Encyclopedia.
well,
like
that's something else.
Yeah.
When you're trying to do slapstick or whatever, when you're doing comedy inside the manga, it's generally not that funny. But when you do a dedicated comedy section, it's much funnier.
yes. I don't know. I think Bleach is funnier in the anime, honestly.
Alright,
That's
I never
how I feel.
finished the anime. I just switched over to the manga. Also, I can't
Same.
believe I found where to read the whole Bleach manga in color. You know where it is?
Where?
It's one of those shitty read manga sites.
Yeah, it's like that. Honestly, I used to read Bleach on. Actually, the first chapters I read of Bleach after I just transferred to the manga without the anime. It was on YouTube. Actually, there were channels that upload the chapters on YouTube, and I did that, and then I just switched over to manga stream, and then it was taken down.
JJK
Rest
better
in
just
peace.
drop Hikari when it comes back.
This
I'm
is. I feel
fucking
like you
pissed.
guys are getting yourselves way too hyped up. Oh fuck yeah, mini golf arc? Band, make it mini golf. If Band has a mini golf arc in the comic, I will shit my pants. I'm not joking. If he does that, it'll be the greatest webtoon arc of all time.
Absolutely.
Do Band, if you're listening to this, do a mini golf arc. I don't give a shit. Like, you're reading Toriko now, and if you listen to Griever and I and you take inspiration from Toriko for your comic, which will automatically put it up at least 1 point out of 10, if you do a fucking mini golf arc, that would be the best thing ever. Because who else can say they've done a mini golf arc?
Oh, that reminds me of the fucking dog. I can't finish the rest of that.
Dog
name, sadly.
Ningen.
Yeah, that's what the fucking school
This
shooter arc.
Ningen is really built different. Oh shit. How much is $3.99 in whatever currency you make, Real Medell? Sean Bean would rather climb a mountain than fly. $3.21. Thank you very much, Real Medell. I greatly appreciate it. A reminder to the rest of you that you are always welcome to donate through Super Chats or check out the Patreon where you can get reviews to Solo Leveling in the Boxer and also shoutouts at the end of videos. Artist says Soul Madness. I'm so sad that Soul Madness's MMVs have all been taken down. Someone's been re-uploading them, but they've been adding sound effects. Yuck. I mean, I respect the hard work, but for the most part, keep sound effects the fuck out of my motion mangas.
Oh, dude, the JoJo openings with the sound effects, dude. Oh no, I just got reminded of that.
Oy vey. Yeah, Band, are we allowed to talk about the comic?
I only read Soul Leveling for webtoon. I don't read Tower of God. I don't read Noblesse. I don't read God of High School.
Tower of God is.
Oh my god, I've made a mistake.
What have you done?
So I wanted to reread some Nagatoro episodes
Oh god.
or chapters I meant. And so I accidentally clicked on the artist
Oh
and
fuck.
I saw that there was an anthology tied to it.
Oh no.
I didn't read the
Mhm.
synopsis until after I clicked on it, and it's just fucking porn. It's just
Yeah. There's a lot of
dear.
mangaka who just straight up did porn.
well, no, it's I think these are different artists. No, these are different
Oh,
artists, but
so
it's an
you accidentally
anthology
clicked
of
the
just
dojin.
yeah, but it's in the manga site, so like I didn't expect
Hello,
this.
band.
So
Hello,
this is,
band. Would you like to make the announcement, or can I make the announcement?
I came in just because you said something.
that was a
Okay.
mistake.
So
I mean, it wasn't really a mistake, but
I'm gonna deliver the news. So Band is planning on releasing his comic in mid-August, which is actually ahead of schedule. He originally said it would come out in like September, so good work on Band. The reason I assume Band is so fucking tired recently is because he's been slaving away doing this comic. And you're releasing the first 5 chapters at once?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever that comes out, I'm gonna do a stream. We're gonna do a stream read through. Where are you releasing it? Are you releasing it on a website?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it gonna be on? He is literally, he's on his deathbed right now. We're gonna have
That
to
is fucking
resuscitate
dumb.
him in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we need
He's
the band
struggling.
revival.
Are you uploading it on Webtoon? Because if not, that means I can probably like just show the pages without getting copyright striked
It's
into
not on
oblivion.
Webtoon. It's not on Webtoon.
I'll figure it out later. I'm not even 100% sure right now.
Excellent. Well, there you go.
It isn't on Webtoon though.
You might be able to buy a domain, maybe.
Yeah, if I can get the
I like
if I
the
can
website.
get some of the copyrights to it.
Wait. Who owns the rights? Do they own it?
Well,
Do you
here's
own
the
it still?
thing. I
How
think
does this work?
Webtoon doesn't give a shit. They will just fucking copyright strike you for having their shit in a video.
I don't think it's Webtoon though.
Yeah, but like Webtoon doesn't own a few comics. I don't think Webtoon actually owns any of the comics that it has on there, except for like Webtoon originals. So
No, I'm saying
they
his manga
copyright strike
isn't going to
people
be
just
on
for
that
having
site. I
shit
don't.
that's on their app.
Band, it's not going to be on Webtoon. It's on a different site, right?
Hopefully.
Like,
Well,
if
there
you
we go,
can
and I'll be
get
able to
a
show
domain,
pages on
that'd be
stream
nice.
for once. Webtoon
He's
or
pa-
Tapestry? I don't know what Tapestry is. Never heard of it.
These pages look kind of cheese, so I don't know if you do want to show them, but go for it.
I mean, I don't mind. You say that about your art. Like, you showed me some of your art for the first, like, 2 chapters, and you're like, this kind of looks like shit. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's you being
Alright.
an artist, man. It's your artist brain.
Artist.
You can't help
Hey.
yourself.
Yeah, look forward to the first 5 chapters and the chapters that come after it.
We absolutely will.
Are you gonna be doing a weekly release?
Try to.
Okay. If you are literally killing yourself to do it, I'd recommend just doing bi-weekly.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Monthly.
You don't sound fine. Is this because you've been doing?
You-
Have you been? How long have you been? Have you been sick, or are you just tired?
I'm probably just tired.
Okay. You've been tired a lot recently, so I want to
Man,
make
they're
sure you're not
doing it
working yourself
again.
to death.
Yeah, I told you they're doing it again. Just talked about this earlier on how like we were talking about how like Gege took his break, and now Ben was like, yeah, it's like they're projecting because you know he's taking a break. Now they're worried about me like working, right? It's like
Don't worry, guys. I'm definitely okay.
yeah.
Okay. If you say
Right.
so. Do I have
We
the
talked
right
about this
song
earlier.
linked in the description? I just thought about that. I think I do.
Who knows?
We're about to find out. Yes, I do, thank God. Well, that's awkward. I remember I uploaded a video, it was the other day. And I had a different OST than I have for like my defaults, so I'm like, shit, I forgot to go change it. So if anyone went to go look for the song, they got sent to the wrong one. Also, I had an awkward moment on Twitter where this morning I checked my Twitter and I see a bunch of people telling me that I need to credit the people who did the colorings in my thumbnail. And I'm like, I literally had no idea that this was done by these people.
Yeah.
It was all a big misunderstanding because of people who steal art and colorings on Instagram.
Misc.
Yeah?
By the way, if you ever want to do like a giveaway or some shit again, remember I have spots open.
Oh, right, yeah, maybe we'll do that next time, if anyone's interested.
That reminds me that one time this couple got mad at me on Twitter.
Hey guys,
that
how
was-
would you feel about, Roman Dust says, Miss, would you rather say a stupid answer on Family Feud, or Who Wants to Be... Well, probably Family Feud, because I don't think I'm getting a fucking $1 million on Family Feud.
Oh, you
Oh,
don't wanna hear about
Tapas
what
is the right
happened?
name? Never heard of it.
Dude, I could probably find the fucking log.
Well, let's see if the people would... I would have to put it in the title. I would have to be like, we're doing a fucking comic character giveaway, fucking comic character raffle.
It'd probably be best to do it after chapter drops. No, if they actually
You know
be part
what?
of it.
That's an excellent idea.
Tremendous plan.
Because for all you know, this ends up being like kind of trash.
Yeah, if it ends up being shit.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of this band is that since this comic is...
I found it.
Oh god, what did you find?
Okay, so do you guys know the streamer, what's his name? Dr. Disrespect, right?
Yeah, didn't he get banned
Yeah.
on Twitch for no reason? Like, no one could figure
Well,
out why?
Well, yeah, no one can figure out why, but
That's the
it's,
reason.
like there was this whole meme going around because he cheated on his wife, right?
Nice!
And then
Very
and then
epic.
that yeah, well the thing is he like admitted it to the stream, right? And so like that's where the meme came from.
Mhm.
'Cause he just turned on his stream one day and that all happened. And so the whole meme was like the whole meme about Doc was that he cheated on his wife, and he kept on
Nice.
streaming after that. His viewership was still fine, surprisingly. Everything was still going good.
Well, very based. We
So-
don't give a shit.
I'm on Twitter. No. I'm on Twitter, right? And this mom posts this photo of of her kid wearing the fucking Dr. Disrespect outfit. I put in the comments, must learn cheating from the family or
Oh,
shit like
God.
that. And so
What
so
was
I do
thinking
that.
about earlier? Oh yeah, band. Since this is kind of a community well, you're doing the project. You're doing all the work, but it's a community powered project. I have no fucking idea. It's directly tied into we here on the Discord on the channel is if we don't like something, like if we think you could do something better in terms of the writing or whatever, like a suggestion. Obviously we don't want to tell you how to write your own story. But, like, you have, like, a super direct connection to people who can be like, if you do this differently, it'd be a lot better. So, assuming that you are open to taking criticism and, like, suggestions, it should be really easy to improve the quality of the comic if it ends up being not as good as you wanted it to be.
I'm up for criticism.
Dude,
Hands up. You talked about this earlier.
yeah. Dude,
Dude,
I have
like-
the log.
Dude, like, I'll take credit if you
Oh god, he keeps cutting off.
Yeah.
By the
like,
way,
if you
It keeps happening.
I found
guys feel
Refuse! Shut the fuck up, let Ban talk.
sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't know if Band is gonna be able to talk.
So
That's why I'm talking.
you wait, you don't start talking if you don't know.
Fuck, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Something about
dear.
taking criticism.
Oh, right. If the story is shit to you guys and you guys want to give criticism, I'll take it. I'm not really like worried about critiquing the story. I'm really pretty sure I said it, but I'm doing the comic mainly for art improvement. So story wise, I'm up for any. As long as you guys don't try fucking saying you have my character fucking kick flip this dude into oblivion or shit like that. So yeah, as long as it's nothing too crazy.
That sounds very entertaining. So you should have that happen at some point, just once. Have
Yeah,
someone
maybe-
get table flipped into oblivion.
Hey, you already did it, Misc. He's not even gonna write it anymore. It's
It
over.
should be one
Yeah.
character's finishing move, like their special thing they do, is they do a table flip into oblivion.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
That fucking time. You just went into the comic chat, pinged Band and said, at some point I need to beat Tokyo within an inch of his life.
Oh yeah, there was one time where Tokyo was making me... Tokyo was doing a little too much tomfoolery, so I went to the comic chat and I was like, Band, at some point I need you to make my character beat Tokyo's character to death, or at the very least within an inch of his life. With no context, I said this to
It
Band.
was so violent, it was amazing.
I try very hard.
A similar situation happened where, out of nowhere, Balder added me and I will pay you to have me beat the shit out of Neo.
Was this part of the Neo trolling arc where he did it? He was doing
I
it
don't-
specifically to piss off Neo.
The thing is, I feel like because he was unrelated to the previous trolling, so it was just kind of like a different situation. But then it kind of just led into that. So yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. The server's a mess sometimes.
Hard, but I mean, if he was willing to pay, I don't know how much I'd actually be willing to accept for him to beat the shit out of Neo.
You would have to discuss it with Neo.
Would I? Would I
feel like
really?
if you drop some shit like that with no warning, you will get some very angry messages from Neo.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
with that,
ooh,
you may as well get it out of the
yeah.
way early. Otherwise, it'll just be him like kind of malding when the chapter comes out.
As long as I'd make really cool, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind if he lost.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
Job the shit out of him. Oh boy.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, let's not make him a Valorant moment.
That would make my
I
day.
think this is the longest stream to date, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check.
I found the Twitter logs of that one guy going to my Discord and being mad at me.
Your Discord?
So, this is an old Discord, I don't use it anymore, but like, so this, apparently, after I posted that comment, the lady took down the entire fucking tweet, and then her husband found my fucking Discord, through my Twitter, and he just went crazy. I found the logs, like, so this is this is the
Whoa,
little
guys!
shit
In like
from
40
Discord.
seconds, this will be the longest stream I've done to date. Wow.
Wait,
Wow.
Mr. Wait, Fuse, are you posting it?
I have the logs. It's like, so this is the little shit on Discord that thinks it's acceptable to attack a woman on Twitter. It's like, I didn't
Well,
attack
yeah,
a woman
I'll
on
attack
Twitter.
whoever the fuck I want on Twitter. That's what it's for. Twitter is a platform made for shit talking people. I don't know if you're aware of this, actually. It's one of the intentions when it was
screenshot these.
created.
Like, I was, yeah, let me do the stock one. Put it in text. But yeah, this guy was pretty upset.
Because you made fun of his wife.
No, I mean, it's kind of bad, but like, they watch Dr. Disrespect, they should know where the meme comes from. Shouldn't be taking that seriously. They really
True.
shouldn't. Like, that,
Well,
that's
some
the whole
people are
meme
just
about
very
him.
stupid. What can I say?
Yeah, and I have the fucking log. Let me. He got very pissed off at me, and he kept
Yay,
assuming
it's
that I
our
was just gonna
longest
straight
stream,
up.
everyone.
He would assume that I was just gonna straight up ban him, but I just left him there. I never banned him ever, and he
Everyone
still
else,
left him in his own.
give me a round of applause in the comments for doing a stream this long. Thank you. That was very
You're welcome.
enthusiastic. I appreciate that one.
Yeah, it's like what? 4 AM here, I can't clap too loudly.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So any last thing you guys would like to talk about? I'm kind of tired.
Same.
Posting this shit. Hold on, I'm getting all the logs.
I'm
together.
gonna eat some shit full of sugar in like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna read TORIKO. So then I'm sure I'll be very energized again. But for the stream, I'm done. So you guys give your final thoughts or whatever shit you want to say.
Wait, Misc, how exactly? Okay, I remember about the comic. You said you were gonna stream the first 5 chapters, right?
Yeah.
What do you plan to do for the chapters afterward?
I'll just do them on stream.
Oh, each chapter will get a stream.
Well, yeah, and then I'll do other stuff.
Do videos, damn it. I want Dan Marsh character review, or not character, fucking chapter reviews. Might as well. The rest of
damn.
this shit's gonna get copyright strike. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get copyright strike because of Band's comic. Watch it happen.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Watch
Wouldn't
that
that be
the
the most
final.
ridiculous shit ever?
that's
the
kind of
Yeah.
isn't
the
that
final.
the shit that was supposed to help like grow the server and channel ended up taking it down.
That would be immensely ironic.
Oh,
Senator Grum says, "Gay robots." That is all. Thank you. That's very insightful.
That's a great comment. I'll take that to heart.
Anything you would like to say, Neve? Download Chaos
W.
Child on Steam.
Absolutely.
There
Do
you
that.
go.
Oh yeah, follow my Twitter account.
Band has a Twitter. Band, do you want to tell them your Twitter handle?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Oh, well, Band has a Twitter. Trust me, it's there. I think I follow it on Twitter, so you can probably find it in there somewhere. It has some of his artist profile picture. Anyway, Fuse, any dumb shit you would like to say?
I'm just gonna post all these logs.
How come you didn't like my Spider-Man picture?
You
Miss?
posted a Spider-Man picture?
I'm pretty sure I did, and you didn't like
Oh,
it.
hold on, I have to check now.
Oh boy.
Now I'll be able to tell you guys what Band's Twitter handle is. If I can find it.
I guess
It's at
if I'm going to
DNAB_2000. I will
It's
type
just-
that in the chat for you people. Get a load of this. At
Backwards.
DNAB_2000.
I'm not quite.
There you go. Follow him on Twitter. There's a Spider-Man picture. Oh, excellent. Oh, very good. This is his only tweet. Go like this tweet. Go like his tweet, people. All 6 of you, go like it.
Alright. I posted all the logs on text.
Oh boy.
This guy got real pissed at me.
Who's Kiki?
Oh, Kiki's just one of the guys in the. That's just one of his comments after the whole fucking aftermath. I wish I could talk to
Alright,
Kiki.
well then I guess that's everything, people. Have a nice night. It was a fun stream. I will see you guys Wednesday with this week's Kengan review. Watch it.
Oh no.
You better watch
Tarashi.
it, people. The Kengan reviews go through a cycle. You get
Misc.
like most of the reviews will get like less than 2,000 views, and then you'll get like one that gets like 5,000 views. It's like every
Misc,
3 or
I need
4.
to know.
Anyway, I'll see you people around. Until next time, take care.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Is the mask coming off next chapter or what, Misc?
Yes, the mask. No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. I don't know what's going
All right,
on.
Tenryuu, say a thing before I click the end stream button.
Well, guys, everybody better await the next TORIKO stream when Misc is finished with the series, or if he decides to just do another one before he
It
finishes.
will be very soon. I will finish TORIKO very quickly.
Yeah, look, the series is very fast-paced, so you're gonna feel like going on and on and on and on without stopping. So hopefully you'll be done with TORIKO by the end of the week.
Listen, the next stream we will probably talk about TORIKO again. Yeah, okay. Read TORIKO, everyone, so you can all watch the stream. Yeah, bye!
Alright, bye everybody.